If there's one thing I know, I'm supposed to be different. And I know that I'm distant, I don't understand it. I'm usually drifting into an abusive existence. Why I got into this? Always been driven, it's all that I know. And the reason I'm gifted with painting these pictures they claim as magnificent. Why can't I see it? I feel like I'm missing it. Search for the infinite. What the fuck does that mean? Heaven to hell, fade into nothing, or are we just stuck in the world in between? We just wait for our time to be called to the test. Reflect to the day that we're laid down to rest. Tell me, why do we have to lose someone we love just to find out that we were too scared to connect? Sometimes I'm feeling like an alien. Most days I really just can't fit in. And I've always been dealing with abandonment. Truth is, I don't know if I can handle this. With anxiety, the only way to manage it is meditating with a couple dozen candles lit. Behind stage, I can feel my body panicking, staring blank out at the crowd like a mannequin. Would you miss me? And if I was to leave, would you give me a standing ovation? And would you be proud of the music I made and the thousands of lives that I'm saving? And will I go down as a person who somehow impacted a whole generation? I wish that I knew. I guess I'll just patiently wait till the day that I'm taken. I think I'm an alien.
Like I gotta go now. Time is passing me, I need to slow down. And I think I might have come from outer space. I'm different than the people in this place. Maybe I'm an alien. I feel just like an alien. Sometimes I'm feeling like I'm an alien. Maybe I'm an alien. Sometimes I feel like an alien.
Moving forward, then before I know it, I'm back in my room feeling paranoid. Thinking back, wondering if I was ever different. Always letting people in that were barely loyal. Put my walls down, then I get myself in a bind. Left in the dust, tell me, am I crossing your mind? I wonder if they listen every time that I rhyme, or if my name just faded through the waves of time. I say I'm fine, but I don't even know what that means. The grass on the other side is not what it seems. They're manipulating you with all the internet schemes, just to convince you to buy fancier things. Fell victim to the lust, didn't know how to flee. And the Illuminati is probably as real as we think. They're making money off of people getting sick in their sleep. I can no longer pretend, I'ma finally speak. I'm digging deeper in the industry, every person's a diva. They wanna get something from me and cut me down as a leader. I prefer to be alone, but I still want someone to be there. Cause half of my team is missing, they left me in this arena. Like damn, fans showing me more respect than my friends do. I've been losing a little more than I planned to. This is the life that I've chosen now. With an army following, gotta hold it down. Would you miss me? And if I was to leave, would you give me a standing ovation? And would you be proud of the music I made and the thousands of lives that I'm saving? And will I go down as a person who somehow impacted a whole generation? I wish that I knew. I guess I'll just patiently wait till the day that I'm taken. I think I'm an alien.
Like I gotta go now. Time is passing me, I need to slow down. I think I might have come from outer space. I'm different than the people in this place. Maybe I'm an alien. I feel just like an alien. Sometimes I'm feeling like an alien. Maybe I'm an alien. I feel like an alien. Sometimes I feel like an alien. Maybe I'm just an alien.
Thoughts weigh heavy, bring me down at times, overthinking all these things I've tried. I'm only human. I'm only human.
Way that things been looking, you would think that I've been celebrating. I'd be lying if I said that things been better lately. I feel like God was speaking to me when I meditated. He said I deviated from the path that he created. Thinking I'm a better person when I'm medicated, hella faded, feeling my emotions when I'm elevated. They been putting cameras on me, damn, I need a better statement. Waving back to home, they can't believe it, damn, he finally made it. They can't even see it, think that I'm conceited. I can't believe it, with your actions there's no rhyme or reason for me to be the same, I'm living in a different season. They say that all we keep is legacy, so I'ma leave it until deletion. Building kingdoms at a deadly rate. I'm at a place that if you're fake, then we cannot relate. In every way I turn, I'm cutting corners, catching snakes. Moving forward, keeping pace, and leave the rest to fate. I could never change.
Thoughts weigh heavy, bring me down at times. Overthinking all these things I've tried. I'm only human. I'm only human.
Way the numbers growing, you would think I had it all together. You and I looking at success in different measures. At the top I'm sitting closer to the stormy weather, feeling pressure. I can feel them judging me by my endeavors. I can never say that this was effortless. I put in years to get to levels that I represent. I'm here to lead the people better than the president. Not pointing fingers, but I'm speaking in the present tense. And ever since I left my home, I feel like all I want's a call, but I never pick up the phone, so I know that I'm at fault. Now the focus is honed in on scrolling Instagram. Too many messages, people say that they give a damn. Now I'm a different man. My father says I'm too busy, my mother says I'm always gone. I can't remember a night that I really felt at home. I'm finding comfort in traveling to a place unknown, changing like the seasons and recognizing that I have grown.
Thoughts weigh heavy, bring me down at times. Overthinking all these things I've tried. I'm only human. I'm only
Hey, I was hoping to get to talk to you before your show, but I know you're busy. Love you. Bye.
Hello. I was gonna say America, but it's not America. It's everybody. Hello, everybody, from all different parts of the world. Thanks for showing up. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. Uh, I timed it perfectly because I wanted to wake up when my headphones got delivered because I was super excited about them. And they're perfect. They're awesome. They sound a little bit weird because they're open back and I'm used to closed back. So when I'm listening to the real time feedback of my voice, it sounds so weird. It's like almost an echo, but not quite. But yes, it is, but not quite. It's a little bit weird, but it's cool. It's cool. So I look like death. Just a forewarning. I'm trying to drink as many Red Bulls as possible to wake up for this. But I'm sure as we get going, I'll start waking up and we'll be feeling good. I just wanted to make sure that I was on at a decent time. I don't want to get on at like 7 o'clock. That's a little bit later in the day for a lot of people, and I know for like Europe and stuff, that's that's stupid late. So I don't want to do that. But hello, how you doing? We'll go and we'll switch over to the other screen real quick. Let's go do that. Boom. Hello. I don't know why I did it like that. Hi. How you doing? Um, it's working out good. It's working out good. Things are looking fantastic. This is kind of weird to me, to be honest. Like, hold on. I think if I do it like that, turn that down a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit more perfect. Okay, let's keep it like that. All right. I'm still trying to get used to the new headphones. They sound a little bit weird for feedback, but we're doing it. Yeah, I don't know where to get started. Let's go ahead and say hello. Like I said, I'm a little bit jumbled today. Fam, hey, how you doing, man? Matthew, what's going on, man? ZJH, quiet, quiet, what? Quiet me, quiet you. Hello, how you doing? Edward, how you doing, man? Frank, hello, buddy. Matthew, again, Crypto Kev, Paul, Tanner. Hello. Who's calling me right now? Ohio again? I've gotten 3 calls from Ohio today. I don't know who it is. The Ab Lab. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Uh, Bloody Nine. Hello, Brian. You said, hey, we request. Can you ask Ryan to stop playing that horrible cheesy music during the stream? Listen, I'm not gonna tell anybody that. Obviously, Ryan's the type of guy. He's reading your guys' messages, whether you guys know it or not. Like he's probably looking at the chat, but he has to like kind of selectively pick which messages he answers directly. So he probably sees a lot of messages like that. So I'm sure, he's trying to find a perfect balance because there's some people that like the music, there's some people that don't like the music. It's, I'm t- it's not up to you. I'm sorry, man. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people that hate that I play music, even in the intro. But hey, I like the music. I think I like to spread the message the music has, so I'm gonna play it. Sammy Smith, how you doing, buddy? John's coming on the live stream today in about an hour after we wrap up some technical analysis, talk a little bit, because he's got a great story to tell. And like I'm just gonna kind of give him the floor when he comes on. I'm not bringing him on to like say, "Oh, John is here because I did such a good job." No, John is the type of person where, yes, I'm putting out the information, but he is legitimately soaking up the information to such an extent that he can use it properly. Because it's one thing to watch me and say, oh, that's cool. I wish I could do that. But John said, oh, that's cool. I can do that. And he did it. That's the big difference right there. So, John, he's going to come on, tell his story. Fantastic dude. I love talking to him. The first time we talked, we literally just talked for like a good couple hours because he's so cool. Amazing person. P Doc, air fryer gang, let's go. Hello, how you doing? I air fried hot pockets this morning, but that was at like 9 a.m. And then I went directly to bed until like literally 30 minutes ago. Um, but yeah, we did have the air fryer gang this morning. Man, cryptos are wrecked. Good thing for me, man. I'm making money. What you talking about? We were calling that they were gonna get wrecked. What you mean? Hey Kite, Jake White, how you doing, man? Mark, Ryan is awesome. One of the best. Yes, he is, man. Yes, he is. Let's see. You can't please everyone. That is true. That is absolutely true. Uh, Duper, is how you pronounce it. What's up? Anxious to learn. Let's go. Absolutely, man. We'll try to get. We'll put our foot on the gas pretty soon. I hate it when I'm listening to my Spotify and hearing background music on the stream. Well, I mean, you can just mute the stream. um, let's see. Well, I mean, obviously, if it's the intro, you can mute it. But if you want to hear my voice, I guess not. Um, I'm pretty sure you guys mute window sound. Yeah. Just being honest about it. Yeah, absolutely. Like I get it. I get it. Some people they like absolute silence when they're listening to somebody speak. I think like it's certain types of music. Like I understand that rap in the background is probably not the best thing because like it's actually somebody else kind of like almost talking over you. But stuff like carbon based, it's kind of like that lo-fi hip hop. Not hip hop, but like EDM. So it's not really obstructing any information. It's kind of just it actually adds like my friends whenever they would watch like courses for how to trade, they would have carbon based on the background because it helps them maintain their focus longer. And I think that's the primary goal of it because I know when I was in school, if I didn't have like an earbud in while the teacher was teaching, I fell asleep like almost instantly because it's just the constant, monotonous tone that somebody can have when they're speaking can get old pretty fast. And if you don't have something in the background, kind of lift you up a little bit. Well, what was it gonna do? Just curious about how far you think will BTC will fall from here. Well, I got some surprising news. I've been calling this for the past couple of days. All right. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall pretty good. 49,300 to 49,500 is my projection. And I know it's kind of crazy to say, well, $7,000. Yeah, $7,000 is what I think it's gonna fall. And that's not too far in terms of percentage. You got to think in terms of percentage. All right, $7,000 from where we're currently sitting. Let's see. Let's see. That's only 13%. It's not that bad of a drop. Suck it up. Suck it up. Give me my gains. Drop. All right. So I guess we'll start out on BTC. It looks like we got a farther up right shoulder, but a right shoulder nonetheless. So now, what do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to go back up and test 58,200, or we can see just continuation. But the longer that we stay underneath of this level, the better for my short, because I'm specifically looking at this as a head and shoulders pattern. Now, when it comes to 5 minute, get a little more detail up in this. All right, we can see that we have a hidden bearish divergence. All right, off of this local high right here, and almost actually the local high up here, but not quite. We have, just making sure Fish is okay. We have a hidden bearish divergence, meaning that we have a higher high on price action, but we were currently getting lower highs on we have higher highs on RSI, but we have lower highs on price action. So that is a hidden bearish continuation divergence. All right. Like I said yesterday, regular divergence means reversal. Hidden means continuation, and then exaggerated can flip flop between the two depending on what needs to happen. All right. It can either be a double top or a double bottom. That's what an exaggerated bullish or bearish divergence is. So on the macro trend, that's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see essentially a continuation, but then on the actual uptrend itself, we wanted to see a reversal, and that's exactly what we got. I can identify that on Bitcoin. I can also identify that on Ethereum. So when we look at Bitcoin, we had the hidden bearish divergence. But then let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm talking about when I say reversal divergence. Okay. So when we came up and we peaked on price action right here at 59,576, we put in a local high. Now, we went ahead and we put in a slightly higher high on price action. And you can see at that moment in time, we still had a lower high on RSI. Right? You need to be able to think quick when you guys are seeing this. It's one thing to be able to go back in the past and see that it is happening or has happened, but these things happen and you can catch them as they're happening. Because as soon as we put in a higher high, and as soon as you see that RSI still has a lower high, that instantaneously turns into an if this then that statement, that if we are below 59,600, that is a active bearish divergence, and therefore you should short, short, short. Okay. So right here you can see from that high to this high, we had a lower high on RSI, but we had a higher high on price action. So we had a reversal on the actual uptrend, and then we have continuation on the entire downtrend, like this. Okay. That's exactly what we want to see in this situation for us to continue down to these numbers that I'm hoping to see. So that's it for BTC. Like I said, in order to find out where you might go whenever you break an uptrend, all right, it's just pretty simple. All you got to do, all right. So first, identify your macro trend. What is the biggest trend that you were either in or just in? Okay. So right here, we have this uptrend. All right. You can see how we were bouncing around. Boom, 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 boom. And now you can see how we retested. We broke the uptrend, and now we were retesting the uptrend. And now we hopefully should see a rejection. Now, in order to find out where that might go, simply take the top and bottom, the local high and local low of the uptrend that is versus the downtrend you're currently in. And usually what you want to do is you want to target the 0.382. Now, is it going to get there every single time? Absolutely certain? No. So what you want to do is probably just mark out any major local lows. So like you might want to take along here, but more than likely it would fail. And then right here, you can see we have uptrend, downtrend, local low. And right here, we need two local lows in order to create a full uptrend. So we have uptrend, downtrend, local low. And you can see that local low right there. Let's make sure that you guys can see it. This local low right here is pretty much dead on the money for the 0.382. So more than likely, that is why I am saying that we are going to go down to that price level. And that price level is 49,330. All right. Now, can we get a wick past it and then come back up? Yes. Do we have to touch it exactly? No. But we're looking for that generalized area. If it helps, whenever you're drawing these supports and resistances, box them out. Give yourself some breathing room. Price action is never exact. You should never expect that. Sometimes it works out beautifully, and that's wonderful to see. But sometimes it does not work out exactly how we plan. So always make sure you give yourself some breathing room. Don't take this too seriously. I know it's a lot of money at stake, but have fun with it. It's cool. It's an amazing thing that we can do this in the first place. So have fun. Uh, oh, let me make sure I can. Someone just text me. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and talk about Ethereum. And let's see. So Ethereum actually looks a lot better than BTC. Like I like the formation a lot more. I like ETH a lot more anyways. All right, so right here you can see we have a left shoulder, a right shoulder, and a head. All right. And that immediately gives us we don't even have to do much technical analysis on this. If we have a left shoulder, a right shoulder, and a head, and we presumably are going to break 724 or 1724, which is the neckline of the head and shoulders, then more than likely that will be a target of down here, all right? Because this is the end of the arm of the left shoulder. Now, do I think it's going to get all the way down there? Maybe. We could have a wick. But I do think that this support level right here, 1521, is probably the most likely, all right? Because one, that's quite far to come down, but as well as that, if we take the top and bottom of the uptrend, we can see that the 0.382 is closer to that local low than this local low. Does that mean that we're going to find support at this local low? No, I just think it's a higher likelihood. That's all. All right. So at the moment, that is kind of how we're looking for the macro trend. And what that's going to do, if anybody is concerned about us dropping, oh my God, are we going into a bear market? Are we going in the bear market? No, no. All right. We are still set for $3,000. But the problem is we need to form a subset wave, all right, of a 1-2 structure, like a catapult, all right, in order to catapult us up. All right. That's how markets work, man. That's how markets work. We need to have those pullbacks in order to get those jumps up. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. All right. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to create a 1-2 structure. That way we can catapult our way up. All right. That's exactly what's happening. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at the divergences. How could you have actually capitalized on something like this? All right. So obviously, we just yesterday we displayed the first major bearish divergence that you possibly could have partaken in, and that was right here. So we had this local high as we came up on price action. We have an uptrend broken. Mark out that local high right there, and then we want to go ahead and find the corresponding local high on the RSI right there. Let me go ahead and mark that out for you guys. For anybody that can't see it, all right, we have boom, boom. Okay. Those two local highs corresponding to each other. And you can see, once again, we put in a higher high on price action. And we did not put in a higher high on the actual RSI. So once again, it turns into an if this and that statement. If we are below 1880, I am to go short. That's how this works. You just simple if this and that statements. Now, like a lot of people go, well, how could I have caught the absolute 1934 top? Why? It's not secure if you do that. All right. This is the most secure thing. If you can turn it into an if this and that statement, now you have so many options. You have one, an invalidation. All right. You know exactly what needs to happen in order for what to happen. And that's the biggest thing. All right. That way you have some sort of normality, some structure. Otherwise, you're kind of just going willy nilly with price action and emotions. That's not how we do things around here. That's not what I'm teaching you guys. All right. So that was the absolute first sign that we were kind of go over because that is an exaggerated bearish divergence, a reversal divergence actually. So next, right here, we have another exaggerated reversal divergence or a continuation kind of. But if we go to the 5 minute, get some more detail up in this, right? We can see right here, right? We have a downtrend right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll click F11. And then we have an uptrend, right? That uptrend was broken, so we go ahead and mark out that local high. And then we find the corresponding local high on the RSI, all right? Now, what do you see? We're getting higher highs on the RSI, but we are getting lower highs on price action consistently. All right. That is a hidden bearish divergence, meaning continuation of the trend. All right. Now, so now that we have hidden bearish divergence saying that this downtrend is going to continue, now we need to find a re-entry point in order to capitalize on the next move down. So, in order to find that re-entry point, if you have a bigger trend, you first need to see that you're getting hidden, all right? And then you want to start looking at the individual uptrend that you're trying to short, all right? You always want to short when you're in an uptrend. You always want to long when you're in a downtrend, all right? And be careful with that because I don't want you to take that too far. What I'm saying is you need to wait for those reversal signs, and that's how I yield the most profit. Obviously, when I say that, it's not like if we're in a bull market, always prioritize shorts. What I'm meaning is like you have the bigger trend, right? So you know what you should prioritize, obviously, but you want to be able to find good entry points for longs. So the only good entry points you're going to find is usually the bottom of a downtrend. That would ideally be the best place to long, right? Because that means it's going to stop going down and it's going to go up. So you just need to be able to learn how to identify where the downtrend can reverse, not if the downtrend can reverse. That's the big difference. Like I said, it's not about being right 100% of the time. It's about understanding the market itself and working between those boundaries. More often than not, because we're playing risk to reward and just pure probabilities and possibilities, the mathematics will carry you to profit more often than not. All right. No guarantees, but if you do it right, you do it right, you'll make some money. All right. So now we have that hidden bearish divergence. Let me go ahead and delete these so you guys can see it more easily. Hidden bearish divergence, continuation. And now when we look at the smaller time frames, we have an individual uptrend. So we need to find out where that uptrend could possibly end. All right. So let's go down to the 2 minute. And this is how I spotted it. All right. So right here, when we jumped up, you guys remember that I was on Livestream yesterday, and I was short around this region. All right. Now at the time, it was kind of just a guess because I was using the last local low as resistance, which I don't typically do. Like I said, I like to take shorts off of local highs, but in this case, I felt it was necessary. I thought it was going to happen. So now look at this. All right, let's go ahead and go over here. All right, so right here, we jump up on price action and we end the uptrend. All right, so we put in a local high. This is how I scan the market. And you can see as soon as we put in a local high, as soon as we did so, I immediately go and see if we have a lower high on RSI. And you can see we have a significantly lower high, but somehow have a higher high. And what that means is we are using more energy, but getting less results. All right. So that is never a good thing for a market. It's like, like I said, it's like a toddler trying to pick up a 50-pound weight versus a power lifter. Obviously, the toddler is going to run out of its maximum energy sooner than the other guy. So now that turns into an if this, then that statement. If we are below this level, then we are too short. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than this. And people go like, how do you choose your targets? How do you know it's going to reverse there? Blah, blah, blah. You're putting meaningless thought into something that doesn't need it. All right. You can have a couple different methods of taking profit. One, you can use mathematics to your advantage, like I do with Elliott Wave, Two, you can target the last local low. Three, you can have a set percentage. Choose one, stick to it, see how it works for you. You can always change it later. Make profit now. Stop, don't wait. All right. So, like, if I wanted to make 5% profit on this trade, I would have made it a while ago. All right. But I have a specific target in mind. I'm willing to hold it because the profit is so high. Um, but this is how I do it. All right. I'm not sitting here second guessing myself 3 times a day. I'm simply looking at the facts. Is it a bearish divergence or no? Is the if this and that statement true? If so, short. And then you can flip it on its head for longs. I'm sorry if this got like getting really preachy. And I know like I'm not like it might not feel like I'm in an upbeat mood because I'm just waking up. But I promise you, I'm here for it. I love it. I love doing this. I love explaining it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Bitcoin and ETH. Uh, we'll go ahead and pull up the chat now because I do want to talk to you guys because I hate talking to myself. It kind of sucks. But let's go ahead and do it. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. All right, I need to go to the YouTube analytics and pop the chat out. Oh my God, 254. That's crazy. Like I never look at how many people are in the actual live stream, and then like I'll click on this tab for like 2 seconds, and I'm like, oh my God, oh Lord. All right, let's see what we got. Um, do you still use MC? No, I do not. I agree, man. The music is sweet in the stream. Please talk about Dago Finance. Maybe later. Maybe later. I love you, Kite. So glad to see you online. Thank you. Thank you very much. Why did I say that like Elvis Presley? Thank you. Thank you very much. Uh, by the way, what you said yesterday about 80-day dropping, sold at the very top and hop back in at $1. Too patient, impatient but gains. Hey, it is what it is, man. I was kind of predicting like a double top. Let's see what happened actually. Oh my God. Sometimes I surprise myself. What did we say yesterday? All right, I said that if anything, we would see a double top, and then we would see that pullback. So I think right now we're probably going to find support momentarily, have another jump up, probably test about $1.36, get a rejection, start the downtrend with everything else. Uh, and if we do happen to break 99 cents, now I would be hoping for an ABC flat correction off of 99 cents if I was you. That is a possibility, and I'm not saying that's going to go down to these lower numbers. But if we break 99 cents, we are definitely going to go down to test 82 cents. So just be ready for that. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. But right now we're sitting at 36% profit on the trade. We're up $167. Um, we did kind of close the trade last night. We've had an $88 loss, a $27 loss, and a $27 loss. Two wins before that, 125, 350. And then obviously this trade is probably going to be one of the bigger trades. I'm trying to have this into kind of like a swing position at the moment. But if we do win this trade, we're going to make $745. So that's kind of lit. And then we can take the long, and it's gonna be fantastic. That's all I can say. Let's see. Uh, and shoulders on ETH right now, downward short term, absolutely. Funny, I fell for the trap and lost $22. Hey, it is what it is, man. You live and you learn. It will go back up. It will eventually. It will eventually. Dumb question. It's not a dumb question. As long as you're trying to understand it better. What does RSI stand for? RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. Looks like people already got your back with that one. Um, I'm short from 1818 on ETH. You were right. It's better than trading than BTC. I'm 22. Been trading nearly 2 years. I'm finally getting somewhere. Thanks for all the help, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You're putting in the work though. Um, so let me go ahead and gloat a little bit. So yesterday, I posted this at 10:39 p.m. my time. All right. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm scanning the market, scanning the market. All right. This was during the real time price action. All right. So a lot of people go like, well, you can always go back in previous price action and say you would have done this and this and this and that. No, you can do it in real time too, man. As soon as I saw us get a higher high, I immediately identify we have a lower high. I immediately turned into an if this and that statement. Potential entry for macro move down. If we're below this level, the bearish divergence is active. I even set up a short tool for you. Obviously, like I said, I'm not here to give you trade setups. I'm here to show you how I'm structuring my trades. And that's exactly the trade I took right there. You can see that. Boom, boom. Big money. Let's see. Let me bring the chat back up. I don't know where it went. There we go. I need to chug this Red Bull if I'm being honest. What are your RSI settings? I have them to 125 too, but my line is much more flat. So what you need to do, all right, because when you open it by default, it's probably gonna look like this. All right. You have the X axis to move it to zoom in on time, but then you want to use the Y axis to exaggerate like that. Cool. And that way you can see it a lot easier. We took a look at Harmony One yesterday. Um, so I mean, we can take a look at it later. Um, never say never. Exactly. What are some books that really gave you the head? That's a weird way to phrase it, man. Um, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and then Elliott Wave, Harmonic Elliott Wave, The Case for Modification of R.N. Elliott's Waves, Impulse Wave Structure by Ian Copesley. I think I said that wrong, but you can look up Ian Copesley and you'll find it. Let's see. Okay, I think I lost where I was on chat. Okay, there we go. When your calculator says 3%, is that 0.5% with 8x leverage or 3% on the trading view chart? That is 3% on the trading view chart. Okay. So like it would be for every 1%, it would be 8% for you. Okay. That means you're willing to lose 25%. Right. But if it's not 25% of your account, because if you only have 20% as margin, that means that 25% of 20% is 5% of 100%. Let's see. Do you have a Discord group? No, I do not have a public Discord group. I do have a Telegram group, which you guys can join through the Patreon. Like I said, I give the same exact information on the live streams. I don't hide anything. Like I even showed you guys the setup call that I gave in the Telegram group. Um, I'm not leaving till I see fish. Well, he's sleeping right now. He's being a good boy. So maybe later when he's up and being rowdy, I'll bring him up on my lap to calm him down. If you're trading off a market cipher and you're making good profits, hats off to you, man. I always tell people it's about consistency. Like with the MACD strategy, for example, is it the highest win ratio in the world? Absolutely not. But is it? Someone sent me a message today, and they back tested it for like a couple months on like a tester. I think it had like a 55% win ratio. I mean, that's pretty darn good. Like if you don't have a starting point, at least you have a 55% win ratio. Not a lot of people can say that. Did you restart another $100 account? Any new version updates? So we did restart. So this one is kind of like a mixture between like real technical analysis and then the MACD strategy. So I started with $500, but then my sister added 500. My cousin added a couple $100. So it ended up becoming, I don't know, like like something, like 1,500. But the real world profit on this account would be somewhere around like 900 to almost 1,000 now. Uh, including the unrealized profit loss. Hey, dude, I just woke up early so I can watch. Thank you, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, man. Do you use spider lines? We used to use something similar to spider lines. I call they're called Gone fans. I do have a tutorial on my channel if you want to look it up. Surely, if the RSI is lower and the price is higher, we're using less power to go higher. No, how do I explain this? So we're getting higher highs, but we have less strength in the market, meaning it's easier for us to come back down. If that makes sense. Do you think these divergences can fake up on less liquid coins? Absolutely. So one of the tricks that I know that whales do. So it's Einstein's equation: E equals mc squared. Matter and energy cannot be destroyed, only redistributed. So let's say we have a bearish divergence, all right, and that bearish divergence has enough power to send us to zero, but somehow we get a higher low. That's called bullish convergence. So imagine like a little kid throwing like a bouncy ball at a glass window. The kid puts 100% of his energy into the ball throw, right? But then the ball hits the window shakes and it vibrates. 25% of the energy from the ball was transferred into the window, i.e., you see price action go down a little bit, but the window did not break, i.e., bullish convergence. So then the ball has to bounce back with 75% of the energy. So it actually ended up going down a lot less, but then went up with the same amount of momentum that was left over. That's how some divergences can be used to trick the average trader into a position and then pump it on them. All right. Does it happen? Yes. Does it happen very often? Uh, it's kind of like a give or take. You just have to be careful, watch out, make sure you're making good decisions when it comes to stuff like that. ETH dipping to 1550. That is the idea. That's what I'm hoping for. Can you show us how to scale your RSI versus price charts to line up? Sure. So like when you're hovering over the RSI, you can see how it's showing you where the actual price action is correlated. You saw like how they're both moving in unison. And then like if I click right here or here, or like let's say I go all the way over here and I click, it will instantly just move my chart to wherever price action is correlated to that exact moment in time. So like right here, for example, look at this bearish divergence. All right, off of the 2,400, 2,042 top. All right, corresponding RSI. All right, you can see that we got a slightly higher high on RSI, but a significantly lower high on price action. That is a hidden bearish divergence. Cool to see. So Mark, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Why don't you use MC? First off, costs a lot of money, right? Second off, my subscription ran out. I did use it for about a year, and I have tremendous success with RSI and MACD. So why am I going to fork out cash when I'm already making money over fist with some free indicators? Like I said, I have absolutely no quarrel with the Market Cipher team or Crypto Face. Crypto Face even stopped by yesterday, said hello, dropped $5 as a donation. Me and him are still cool, right? And I'm sure he understands what I'm trying to say. But from his standpoint, like I'm not trying to take money out of his pockets. Obviously, that's his business. I'm not here to try to make sure that people don't buy it. If you think Market Cipher is right for you, get it. But is it right for me? Absolutely not. All right, just my opinion. How do you get your closed P&L to show dollar amount and not ETH? So you would have to be on USDT perpetual. So like I'm trading USDT perpetual, so I get paid out in USDT. That means all of my closed profit losses are going to be in USDT. Were you able to calculate the small uptrend in ETH after the bearish divergence, and do you coincide patterns with the W? I'm trying to make sense of that question. Were you able to calculate the small uptrend in ETH after the bearish divergence? So like you typically know that's going to happen, right? Because stuff once you start trading for a while, what you start to realize is that there needs to be certain precautions if you want to see something. So like even when we were right here, I told you guys, I was like, okay, I'm short right now because I have to be because there's an if this and that statement in place. All right. I don't put any more miscellaneous thought into it. But I also mentioned, hey, we could have one more jump up to the upside to help form a real head and shoulders. And that's exactly what happened. So even though I knew that we could possibly see more upside, because there's an if this and that statement, I trade like a robot, guys. Beep boop. All right. I don't care what the human thinks. All right. I care what the market's saying. That's the big difference. All right. That's where you can get rid of a lot of stuff like Moon Boy Hopium. All right. Yes. Do I think we're bullish? Mathematically, yes. All right. But am I just saying that we're bullish because I want to make money? No. I'm not on. I'm not trading. I'm not holding these coins. I am trading USDT. So I am simply using the coin as a catalyst to add to my pockets. All right. A lot of people might disagree with that. They might go, "Well, you're just a fake. You're just using Bitcoin and Ethereum for your own gain, aren't you?" You can sit behind this whole, I'm a rebel fighter. I'm a libertarian. I'm fighting the governments by using this cryptocurrency. Come on, come on, man. And yes, do I believe in all that stuff? I do. And do I have HODL accounts? I do. But at this moment in time, most of the stuff, 99.9% of it, you buy in fiat currency. Don't lie. Okay. I hate when I scroll down in chat. I'm just trying to go through the message in chronological order. And then it kind of like skips all the way down to the newest message. It kind of makes me mad. Good beginner reads Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I will say that 1,000 times. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. It does not teach you a method to trade. It does not teach you about the mathematics of trading. It is simply talking about the psychology of trading. And if you get that right, you'll get everything else right. Start with the psychology. People think that me being this mathematical whiz and calculating these numbers and having these risk reward ratios and all this, numbers flying around is what makes me better than the other person. No, it's because I spent so much time doing this and I understand what I feel and how I perceive things and how to quiet the mind when the mind is not making sense. That's what makes the difference. And then if you can quiet the mind, the mathematics can show up a lot easier because then you're just seeing everything for what it really is. That's all it is. I need to drink more Red Bull. I'm sorry if like I'm coming off as like irritated or anything like that. I promise you. I'm really not. It's just I'm just tired. I'm sorry. If you open up a long on leverage, do you have to wait to hit the take profit to close it? No, so like you can change your take profit any point during the trade. So like my take profit right now is 1570. All right, I can change that to like 1650 if I wanted to. It'll show me I'm going to make $525. And I could even take profit right now. If I wanted to secure $168 and go buy a sandwich, I could do that too. Do I think Market Cipher is worth the price tag? Nah. It's a lot better than it was. Don't get me wrong. Because I think he's charging like $400 for a year now, which I think is admirable. All right. Because when I bought it for point 0.1 Bitcoin. So that's a huge deal. Now, when I bought it for point 0.1 Bitcoin, that was $1,000. But realistically, if I would have just held on to that point 0.1 Bitcoin, I would have had about 6 grand right now. All right. So it's all perspective. I paid 6 grand for Market Cipher. You'll pay 400. Maybe I'm salty. Blah blah blah. That's pretty much what it comes down to. When in doubt, zoom out. Classic saying, 100%. MACD strategy account is up 350 from 250 in a week. 5% target. That's what's up, man. Like I said, I'm not like the MACD strategy. People expect it to be like the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's not. It's a simple strategy that if you stay consistent, you're going to have increase in account size. Small over time, but compounding profits add up pretty quickly. You'll be surprised. Stick to it, Crypto Kev. I would love for you to come back in a couple months and be like, I'm at fucking did like 200 grand. Sorry, I shouldn't cuss. My mom watches this. Hello, mom. Would you recommend shorting BTC after it breaks this support level, or have I missed the boat? I would say as long as we are underneath the neckline of the Head and Shoulders, it's always a good time to short. Um, but sometimes it can be a little bit wonky. That's why I like being proactive, not reactive. I used to be a breakout trader. Like when the bull run first started, I was a pure breakout trader, just waiting for the local high to break, waiting for a pullback, waiting for a retest, take profit, and then breakout, let it go, let it pull back, let it retest, take profit. That was my strategy during during the meat of the bull run. But now it's kind of changed. Tuna melt, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Where did you learn to draw your support and resistance levels, local highs and local lows? Yes. So it essentially what I'm teaching you when I show you how to draw local highs and local lows is essentially how to identify waves. If you pay attention closely, because all a wave is a single trend. So like you'll have an uptrend broken. That's wave one. Downtrend broken. That's wave two. And if you continue that pattern, you should see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, because look right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. All right, let's look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. All right, let's look over here. Oh, that is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Let's look over here. Like I can do this all day, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Let's see. Can I find it in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Boom. And this one was an A, B, C. A, B, C. And the retesting market's a little bit more weird. Price discovery is where Elliott Wave really shines. Retesting markets, it's more about support and resistances. So, and it's in retesting markets, you'll get double bottoms a lot more often, double taps a lot more often. So it's really easy to trade a retesting market, in my opinion. But it's also super duper easy to trade a price discovery market if you have Elliott Wave. Because when we're in these regions, we have nothing to work off of except for mathematics. So it's logically the best thing to use. So that's why I'm doing incredibly well right now. Brian Acker, thank you very much, man. 420. I see what you did there. Using RSI versus price, what signals a long entry? So it would be a bullish divergence. All right, so I guarantee you there is a bullish divergence right here. Let's go look at it. Let's go down to the 15-minute. All right, what do you see? All right, we have an uptrend, downtrend, downtrend broken right there. All right, so now you go ahead and you mark out the local low on RSI. So this local low is correspondent to this local low right here. All right, and you can see we are getting higher lows or same low, but we currently have a lower low on RSI. So we're losing strength in the market, but maintaining price level, meaning that it's pretty good for price action. All right. So that gives us more room to the upside on RSI. So it turns into an if this and that statement. If we are above this price point, 1458, you are to be long. Right. And you like in order to find out what you should target, you can either one, go ahead and take the top and bottom and assume that this is a 1-2 structure right here. And I would say probably target somewhere like in between here, right? Now, eventually you would have actually hit the 1.618 right there, but who knows? So you could have targeted that, or you could have simply targeted the last local high, which was right here, which still would have been a fantastic trade in my opinion. And it's more of a reality. You know you're going to hit that number because one, you need either one get a double top in order to reverse. The things do not simply just fall out of nowhere. You usually get some sort of pattern, some sort of trend break. There's always warning signs. All right. Let's see. Chug the Red Bull again. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Hey Austin, follower from Down Under, came over from Ryan. Hello, how you doing? I appreciate you. Yeah, it's all about the money. Hookers don't take Bitcoin yet. I'm sure there's a couple. Bro, I'm a communist. I'm pretty into making lots of money though. Space Karen, I like you. You're pretty cool. I know your account's a meme account. That's what I like about it. I'm sure there's some people that take you seriously, and that's that's kind of sad. Like I hate how people like are so like just on edge all the time. It just makes me mad. Hello, sir. You're doing great. Could you please explain again how you recognize when a bottom is reached and a good entry is given? So like I said, in within an uptrend, all right, you're going to create things called local lows, and local lows are what's going to be. Actually, let me show you Bitcoin. All right. So when you're in an uptrend, you are going to create local lows. All right. So let's go ahead and mark out this uptrend. All right. So we had an uptrend broken. Now what we want to do is go through the uptrend and mark out the local lows. Local low, local low, local low, local low. All right, so those are the local lows from the bull run. All right. So you should go ahead and cash out when we break that trend line. And you should reinsert some money here and reinsert some money here and reinsert some money here and reinsert some money here. All right. That's how you play markets. Very, very simple. All right. So you put in, let's say I got a $10,000. All right. let's put in 2,500 here and then 5,000 here. And if we happen to bounce here and get back above this line, I'll put in the remaining 2,500. You're rich. Congratulations. All right, you don't have to make it any more complicated. That's how you find out what the bottoms can be, not what they will be, and you work in between them. So right now, we're creating those local lows as we go. So this is a possible local low for the bottom of the bear market. This is a possible local low for the bottom of the bear market. And as we continue up, we will continue creating these and then we will come back down to retest them eventually. What goes up must come down because we need to retest to see if we can go further. We need to go to catapult to go further. You get it. All right. Stuff does not go up forever, it runs out of energy. Do you believe in pulling money and time in the market on entries, or would that be like a turn your investment into a trade? So it's one thing to be like a legitimate hodler, but like so most of these hodlers, they're blowing so much smoke up people's asses. Like a lot of these hodlers that are talking probably have Bitcoin that they bought at like $100. So does it make sense for them to hodl? Yes, because they're so far away from losing all of their money. It makes sense. They can just hodl. But for somebody that bought at $20,000, you want to make sure that you can get some more Bitcoin next bull run. So cashing out your profits makes sense. Um, hodling makes sense if you're doing so correctly. I have a hodl account that I don't touch, but I'm primarily a trader because this is my income source. Right? I don't have a day job. All right. I just strictly trade. And obviously, listen, I'm not here to say that I don't make good money off the Patreon. It's incredible that that's the amount of people that support me like that is insane. But I make I don't like going into my financials. I make way more than my Patreon will ever make me. All right. So I am taking that money, taking a small percentage of what I make in profit, putting it into a hodl account, putting it into legitimate profit that I can cash out to me to pay my car bills, whatever it might be. And then I also have just compounding profits on my tradings account. That's how I structure everything. And then there's multiple counts within that whole system, but that's how I do it. They're cookies to fish from us. You can't have cookies unless they're like non-chocolate chip. What do you think of shorting? By the way, right now, um, it's a little bit late. I do think there could be some sort of rebound. Um, but I'm short all the way from 1841 on ETH. So like I'm pretty safe. I'm just gonna hold this. I'm pretty confident on us going down over the next day or two. Appreciate. Thank you very much, Bollocks. I don't know if I should say it like that. It's the box. I'm just gonna say it's the box. Um, I'm pretty sure that's it. It's the box LLC, like a company. It's the box company. Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. I'm so sorry. Bollocks, my bad. I'm so sorry. Appreciate you, Austin. When do you expect these alts to dip? Estimated dates. ETH, day or two. I think the entire market over the next day to 3 days is going to be in a short term downfall. But then I think we're going to bottom out and we're going to have a very nice run up. I really do. So don't get me wrong. Am I bearish right now? Am I shorting? Yes, I am. But do I think that we have some really nice gains right around the corner? I do. Wholeheartedly. All right. Pretty much. Uh, MC Liberator is almost free. It is. Like you just have to donate. Like I said, I don't know who to get into contact with. I'm so sorry. But I'm sure you guys can find out. I'm sure there's some sort of post or website, or you can look up Market Liberator. Um, I do not use the 4 time frame strategy in MC anymore. What are you looking at for when you decide if to cut your losses or need to cut your losses? Well, like I explained at the beginning of the live stream, like whenever we create a divergence, that divergence is based off of a certain price level. And if we are above or below that certain price level, that's going to either validate or invalidate the current trade that I'm in. So obviously, I'm not going to cut my trade the immediate second that it gets above that price point. So, like I told you, like if we're below 1840, you are to be short. But just because we went up to 1851 does not mean that I'm going to cut my losses instantaneously. You need to give price action room to breathe. Otherwise, you're kind of just like choking it, and then it's eventually just going to punch you in the face. You're going to lose some teeth. Uh, in this case, lose some money. But you get the idea. How is my RSI set up? I'm using 125 as the length. Everything else is default. Frank, you're so cute. Thanks for the incredible teaching. So simple. Thank you, Frank. I beg your pardon, sir, but there is no bullish divergence. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What on what? On where? What are you talking? I didn't say there was bullish divergence right now, homie. We were giving an example all the way from over here. What are you talking about? If you're talking about this example I gave right here, you are delusional. I'm sorry. So if you're talking about this right here, all right, look at this price level, all right? As long as we are above this line, this bullish divergence is active. All right, that's how this works. All right, so let's go down to like a 5 minute. All right, right here, for example. I know, 15 minute. There we go. All right, so as long as we are above this line, we are getting higher lows or same low. All right, and you can see we have a lower low on RSI. Let me go ahead and bring up a divergence cheat sheet. All right. So if you are getting higher lows, but a lower low on momentum or RSI, that is a hidden divergence, meaning that the uptrend that we are currently in will see continuation. All right. I didn't mean to jump on you like that. I didn't mean to come off as hostile. I just wanted to make sure the information's out there. Let's see. Got any more of the edge going around? Could do some. You don't need a crazy edge, man. This is perfect right here. I've taught you guys Elliott wave, obviously, but that's an ongoing process. Nobody can learn Elliott wave in 2 seconds. But yeah, Paul, thank you very much, man. Get back to work, buddy. I appreciate you. Once again, it threw me to the bottom of the screen. Let's see. Yeah, so like I don't like to trade off of diagonals. I really don't. Um, but if the diagonal's holding for more than 30 days, I have some sort of confidence in it. Yeah, so the RSI indicator. All right, let's go ahead and just set it up from scratch. I'll delete it. All right, so we go ahead, we go up to indicators, we type in RSI. It's not a special RSI, it's the regular RSI. All right, let's go ahead and maximize it. Double click it. I like to change the color of the RSI. All right, just to make it a little bit easier to see. All right. And then you can obviously, get rid of the background, the bands, all that kind of stuff. And then I go to the inputs and I change it from 14 to 125. Boom. That is my favorite RSI right there. Boom, bada bing. Trying meditation. I still haven't learned that trick. Um, what tips do I have for meditation? Start with like breath work. Breath work is really cool because it's not really like, you're just sitting still and trying to be in the moment. It's just focusing on something besides thoughts. If you really want to, uh, I was thinking about this last night. On live stream, I want to take everybody through a Wim Hof session. If anybody's down for it. Obviously, a lot of people aren't gonna be down for it. I get it. It's kind of hippy dippy, and more likely the video is gonna get taken down after the VOD gets posted because that is kind of like stealing somebody's material. But Wim Hof is too valuable not to share. And then after you get, comfortable with Wim Hof and doing that kind of meditation, just make up a simple phrase. Like it could be like "Osh gosh bagosh," like the kids store. It can be "I'm na ma." It can be uh, "El vada ath." Like just something that doesn't really mean anything to you, and say it over and over again in your head. All right, and the trick is like it's like an air conditioner that's running in the background. All right, eventually it's running so long that your brain filters out the noise, and you don't even realize that it's on. So if the act of meditation is no thought, you can have a singular thought going on for a long time to the point where your brain thinks there's no thought. And then you're still consciously awake, but now your brain can kind of get into this theta state where it's almost like you're dreaming, but still there. It's pretty cool. How do you see yourself 10 years from now? Hopefully, away from civilization with really cool toys. Do you think BTC will continue to rise until about 64K or that now, correction has already started. I don't think it's going to 64K. It might because it looks like we don't have a fifth wave on Bitcoin, but I don't think so. Um, we will get to 64K, but the problem is we need to go back down to 49K, and then we can go to 64K and 70K and 80K and 90K. Uh, we will have a pullback between like 70 to 80K, but after that one, it's pretty much a straight shot to like 90 to 105 grand. Uh, I know that's a big range, but percentage wise, it's really not. Um, and that does have the potential of being the top of the bull market, just so you know. I'm definitely going to be very cautious around that region, but we could get an extended fifth. There could be some hype in the bull market, and people will go a little bit crazy. Who knows? Anything could happen. We're dealing with humans here. Yes, I did get my new headphones. They look good. They look good. I think they're awesome. I was listening to some music before I hopped on live stream, and they're pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. Hey, got to cut it short tonight. It's 1 a.m. here. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate you being here. Can you do a quick Fibonacci tutorial on your fib levels and how you use them? All right. So first, it's all about figuring out your trend. So like I said, if you have an uptrend that is broken, that's when you can go ahead and take the top and bottom and apply Fibonacci retracements. All right. Now, if it is the beginning of a trend, all right, of a larger trend, like right now, we're starting a larger uptrend. All right, then wave two typically is going to be the 0.382, like that. All right, that's what we're aiming to get to right there. All right, now the top and bottom of wave one will give us the projection for wave two and three. So wave three should be somewhere around 2,495. Okay, now after you get those two projections from wave one, we can go ahead and take the top and bottom of the fib retracements and go to the projected targets of the bottom of wave two and wave three. Now, wave four typically wants to find support around the 0.618. So it looks like after we reach 2,498, we're probably going to have a pullback. And then that gives us the 1.618 target. right there of about 3,400. All right. But, I'm going to go ahead and cut my profit short because the macro is only calling for 3,000. So we're probably going to hit somewhere in between. So I'll go and take my profit at 3,200. That's what I'm aiming for. And this is going to be like the next month. Yep, this about 1 month of price action, maybe a month and a half. Do you only day trade ETH? Yes, that's the only one that I do so publicly. Obviously, like I trade Bitcoin. I used to trade Litecoin pretty much every single day, but I kind of slowed down on that. I'm just making so much gosh darn money off of ETH. I really don't need to trade anything else. And ETH is so volatile and easy to project. It's awesome. Like I was able to call that we were going to have this drop a month ahead of time because maybe it's luck, but I don't think so. I put in the work to learn Elliott Wave in order to how to project those targets and actually have the confidence to play it. Which I took my money out of the market so I could buy back in, but I didn't short it because I wasn't that confident, unfortunately. Someone asked what car did I get? I got the Mercedes Benz E Class 2017. So like not the newest model, but it's very nice. It's my first big boy car. I had a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee before that. You go top to bottom or bottom to top. If you are projecting upside, you go from top to bottom. If you are projecting downside, you go from bottom to top. Hey, Austin, how often do you live stream? I live stream every single day around 3 to 5. Like I'll start between 3 and 5, and then who knows how long I'll go. Uh, I don't really know, but every day. So if you guys want to turn on post notifications, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I'll be on. I've lost so much ETH trying to trade it. We might just not be doing it right. And hopefully I can help with that. Like I said, I'm not here to say that if you're losing money, you suck. Uh, there's just ETH is volatile, which can be hard. It's not a constant uptrend. But the more that you get used to that it's not a constant uptrend, and you have these types of tools to watch for these pullbacks, the better you'll get. And that's what I'm hopefully here for. If you could go back in time and meet your former self, what would you teach yourself about trading? Um, I want to teach myself trading. I would teach myself to trust no one but love everybody. Uh, how to breathe more, not not pen, let anything get pent up. Where did you learn? So I think I answered that tune amount. I'm sorry if I didn't. Where did you learn how to draw your support and resistance levels, local highs and local lows? Was it within Elliott Wave material, or did you come up with it on your own? So, like I said, the trends are how you get the local highs and local lows, but inadvertently, that's how you also get Elliott Wave. So, through learning how to either do one or the other, you are going to learn how to do the other. So, if you focus on Elliott Wave, you're going to learn how to identify local highs and local lows better. If you're focusing on how to draw local highs and local lows, you are going to learn how to identify Elliott waves better. They're two parts of the same coin. What do you recommend investing in as a beginner? Time. What a cheesy answer, am I right? No, just time. Start a fake account. Start with $100. Just practice. Look at all the different YouTube channels. Don't just look at me. Read a whole bunch of different books if you're serious about this. You know what you got to do. There is no easy answer. All right. I spent so many years doing this. It took me so gosh darn long to get to the point where I'm at. And hopefully, like I said, I wish that my experiences and my mistakes can help condense that time it takes for you guys to learn down. But I know it's still going to take a long time, and I hate that there's people out there that, even though I try my best to say precautions, this takes time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of time, um, and but it's doable. That's the problem. It's doable. All right. But you have to figure out what your style is. Trading is so personal. There is no set way. My psychology is 10 times different than somebody else's. What do you think about trading bots? Some of them are good if you have like a really good method that you've been trying out on your own, and that can be easily applied to a bot. That's why if this and that statements are really good because you're thinking like a robot, therefore you can apply it to a robot. Um, whatchamacallit? But me personally, like if you're just learning how to trade, don't buy a bot, don't buy a fancy indicator. You're just trying to find something to do the work for you. Learn how to really trade and you'll be fine. And like the only time you really need a bot is when you got too much money to manage. And you can probably handle more than you probably think. What's so I'm not going to tell you what my biggest gain is, but I'll tell you what my biggest loss is. I've lost 200 grand in one trade, but I've made way more than 200 grand in one trade. Like I said, like a lot of people, they go like, "Why don't you show your main account?" Blah blah blah. Why do I have to show my main account? You guys can see my track record, my win ratio from a smaller account. I'm not comfortable with sharing any of the information when it comes to my real accounts. Not one bit. So don't try. Oh, and Bybit actually added some more coins today, I believe. Let's refresh. Or was it Bybit? Oh yeah, they added ADA, so you guys can leverage trade Cardano. They added Polkadot and Uniswap. I don't know if they're actually tradable just yet, but they are adding them at the current moment. They probably just have to get some logistics set up in order for it to get all running. But they did add them, so that's awesome. Same for anybody that's looking to leverage trade Cardano, which I don't recommend. That is a possibility now pretty soon. Guys, what were the names for Elliott Wave Theory again? Wayne Gorman and Ian Copesley. Those were the two authors of the two books that I highly recommend. What was the highest leverage you ever used? 100x leverage, and I made 900% in one night on a trade. I can show. I know the exact trade because it's like one of the only 100x trades I've ever made. It was the breakout trade of this resistance right here. I 100x long that. I had roughly a 1% stop loss. I did not take the immediate breakout trade. I like took it a little bit after. So like you can see like right here, we did have a wick that came down. But I got in like right somewhere like right around there. And I ended up taking profit somewhere around there, somewhere. But I ended up making 100, like 800% or something like that. Actually, I think I took profit right here because I took that resistance. I must have not hopped in at that exact break then. I must have hopped in like right there or something. I remember it was like 800, 900%, something like that. But it was that region right there that took the 100x leverage trade. Now, like even though it was 100x leverage, okay, I'm actually not gonna lie with this. It was the first trade on the $100 portfolio, the first ever $100 portfolio challenge that I did. So overnight, we went from I think like $80 to literally like almost 1,000 overnight. Okay, how do you get Bitcoin on a Bybit right now? You just go up to My Assets, click deposit on either Bitcoin or whatever, and then you just send it. All right. So like right here, for example, I like to send EOS to my Bybit account. That's my preferred method. And then on the website, you can click Asset Exchange and then transfer the EOS into USDT. Click 100%, and then get quotation and then convert. That's what I do. Oh, that trade was such a while ago. That was literally like back in like 2019 almost, or maybe the start of 2020, something like that. So Elliott Wave does work with altcoins. That's not what I'm saying. Uh, you might be misinterpreting what I said. I said Bitcoin comparatives. So like Bitcoin versus such and such altcoin. Elliott Wave does not work that well. Um, I Elliott Wave does work on altcoins, but that's the problem with people that trade Bitcoin. They have probably been in the game so long that they know that nothing goes up forever. But the second that I mention that an altcoin is going to go down, someone loses their freaking minds. They're like, it's never going down. We go up forever. My coin to the moon. Yeah, okay. Have fun with that. Yeah, you might go like altcoins, like you might go up a couple 100%, but then you're gonna go down a lot of percent. All right. Now, do I think a lot of these coins have potential? Absolutely, man. I'm not sitting here saying that your coin's shit. I'm just saying that it has to structure itself in a certain way if it wants to last. That's all I'm saying. 88 has a double top and it's going down to 88 cents if it does not hold a dollar. I don't even have to look at the chart. I got you. That's my thoughts on 88. Double top, going to go test a dollar. If it does not hold a dollar, it's going down to 80 like 85 cents, something like that. That's my thoughts. Why don't you trade inverse perpetual? Because I'm doing a challenge right now. I'm not really doing this for like big boy profit. The reason why I'm trading USDT perpetual is that way the performance of the account is based off of my performance, not the market's. Because if the market went up 200%, all right, I had no influence in that. But if the market goes up 200% and I'm doing a good job of longing the market when the market is going up, then the account is going up because of my performance and my decisions. Why did you quit Market Cipher Techniques? Because you were really good with them. Um, so my subscription ran out. So I explored alternatives before I decided to rebuy it. And like I said, if you guys are not using the RSI is the greatest tool developed by mankind. All right. Stop sleeping on the RSI just because it's like the whole Apple theory. Because you pay for an Apple product, you think it's the best thing since sliced bread. When in reality, you're paying for something that's overpriced. Do I think Apple's good quality? Absolutely. I love AirPods. I don't think there's another. Uh, AirPods are the most comfortable, and they're just kind of the good. They're a little bit overpriced, but is the quality good? Yes. Um, and that's what you're paying for. Like when you're paying for something like Market Cipher, you're paying for appearance. All of those tools that are in Market Cipher, you can find somewhere else. But to get them all combined and looking nice together, that's where Market Cipher shines. All right. You're just paying for someone to put everything together for you. That's all you're doing. Save some time, save some money. I'm not in the business of predicting dates, all right, but it's probably gonna be a good month until we get to 3K. All right, good month. That's all I can say. Pairs. I love pairs. Hey, you got the HD 650s? They're pretty cool. The only problem is like since they're open back, like the feedback that's coming through my microphone, I can also hear a little bit better through the actual like open back. So like my voice sounds weird comparative to my MX50s. Decentraland. Talk about Decentraland. You must really like Decentraland. All right. What's the ticker? What's the ticker? I'll talk about it. I'll give you some bad news. Let's go. What's the ticker? What's the ticker? Type the ticker. If we join your Patreon, can we talk to you? Uh, I guess. Like I'm not sitting here saying like I'm like unreachable. Like even if you guys are not in the Patreon, hit me up on Discord. If you guys have a question that I can answer over text, I'll answer it over text. If I have free time, like and it's something that might take me 10 minutes, over a short call, I'll explain it. I've done that for plenty of people. Like there's like the amount of times that somebody's reached out to me and then like I just call them because it's too hard to explain over text. They're like and they get all nervous because they're like, I didn't expect you to call me. This is kind of surreal. I'm like, dude, it's me, Kite, your best friend. I don't, I'm not famous. All right. Talk to me like a normal human being. Let's go. Let's do this. What do you need? I love that. I project BTC dropping to 49,300, and then we will bottom out and start our real uptrend towards 100K. Mana, Mana is Decentraland. Okay, so we already did this, right? So wave one was calling for a top around $1.36. Did we get a gigantic wick past that? Yes, we did, but we quickly came back down. All right, so we're starting to top out around $1.36, like we should. All right, now price action does want to come down to 65 cents, just to let you know. Does it have to go all the way down there? No. All right, could we get a double bottom off of 78 cents? Yes. All right, so we're trying to go down to 64 cents. If we can bottom out at 64 cents, we can continue the uptrend. The next target is going to be around $4.76. But like I say all the time, take your profit beforehand. I would probably cash out around a dollar, $3.80. There we go. Guys, I don't like talking about altcoins. I'll talk about altcoins if you want me to, but it's not my style. I focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if I give you proper technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum, more than likely you can take that same concept and apply it to whatever coin you're talking about. Are there going to be coins that DeFi from the regular trend of Bitcoin and altcoin because there's some sort of buzz around them? Absolutely. I'm not denying that. More than likely they're in a different type of structure, right? But more often than not, they're going to be in a very similar structure. You have a short at 58K, so why are you stressing? Why are you stressing? Why are you stressing? If you have a short of 58K, we have a pretty sizable bearish divergence on the 4 hour right there. Boom, boom. Yeah, we're looking good. Don't stress. Don't stress. And if the short is too high risk, get out of the short. I mean, like right now you're in profit. Never risk more than you can lose mentally or physically in terms of like actual mathematics. Oh, I did want to mention that. For anybody that is looking to join the Patreon, all right, the way that the Patreon works is it will charge you on the first of the month, all right, because it needs to make sure that me as a creator has a consistent schedule that I can rely on that money coming to me, all right. So if you guys buy the Patreon today, it will charge you $50, all right. And then if you buy the Patreon, well, if you buy the Patreon today, it will charge you $50, but then it will also charge you an additional $50 on the first, right? Because it has to start that billing cycle and make it consistent. So I just wanted to say that beforehand. If you guys want to do that, because I've had people, they're like, "Hey man, I know that's going to happen, but you've taught me so much. You can count that as a tip, basically." Um, and I do thank you for anybody that does that, but that's not what I want to happen. So if you guys are interested in the Patreon, we're at the mid-month point. I would say wait until the 1st or the 2nd of April. Yeah, April. In order to get into the Patreon. Obviously, it's up to you. Like I said, I just wanted to forewarn anybody because I don't want anybody to be surprised. Because sometimes people would do that, not understand that that's what's happening, even though it's pretty well written out that that's what's happening. Um, but then they'll ask for a refund, which I have no problem. But the problem is like I'm too nice, so I'll end up giving you the full amount back that you paid. But Patreon almost takes 20% of what I make. So therefore I'm losing I'm literally taking money out of my pocket to give you a refund. So that's why I rather warn you as well as that you save money, I save money, everybody's happy. Just want to put that out there. HTX text. Thanks you, man. Thanks you, mans. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You okay? Just click the notification bell. Just join the stream. Can you show a clear example of each bearish and bullish divergence? Absolutely. All right, so let's go down the list. All right, let's try to find a regular bearish divergence. All right. All right, so let's go down to the 2 minute chart on ETH because I just know where one's at right now, obviously. So like right here, go ahead and do this one. All right, so you can see right here we got a higher high on price action and we got a lower high on RSI. As long as we are below that first high, the bearish divergence is active and in play. All right. So that is a regular bearish divergence right there. Right. So now let's go ahead and find a regular bullish divergence. All right. So that would be this one right here. All right. You can see right here, we put in a lower low, but we put in a higher low on RSI. As long as we are above that last local low, you can see how we got back above it, stayed above it, and then we saw that huge jump up. I took a long there. I think I made like 100. It was this long right here. Um, oh, this is Bitcoin. Let me go to ETH. Okay. It was this long right here. So I entered at 1734, exited at 1779. All right. So I entered at 1734, exited at 1779. So I was just looking for like this profit right here. This is what my trade looked like, I think. Yep, that was my trade right there. Boom. All right. So that is a regular bullish divergence, regular bearish divergence. And then now let's go ahead and find let's go to the 15 minute. Oh, let's go to the 5 minute. 5 minutes better. All right. And then this is a hidden bearish divergence. All right. So you can see that this let's see, boom. this local high and this local high are correlated to each other. And you can see that we're getting lower highs on price action, but we're getting higher highs on RSI. That is a hidden bearish divergence, meaning that continuation to the downside. All right. And then let's go ahead, try to find a hidden bullish, which is definitely going to be this one right here. 15 minute. All right. So right here, we have a lower low on RSI. And you might say to yourself, well, Austin, we got a lower low on price action as well. All right. But here's the thing that people don't understand. Even though we got a lower low, if price action is currently above that level, this bullish divergence is in effect. So as long as we are above $1,457, right, that bullish divergence is in effect. So we have a lower low, but we are getting higher lows, right, or same low. That is a hidden bullish divergence, meaning continuation to the upside, right? And then also that could almost be an exaggerated bullish divergence because we have a double bottom lower low. That could be a hidden or an exaggerated bullish divergence. And then like maybe like this is like an exaggerated bearish divergence, right? Because you can see that we have a higher high on price action right here, but we have the same high on RSI. And that's all three divergences. On the $100 challenge, did you use the R&R calculator? Abso-frickin-lutely. All right. The restored calculator is not an option for me. It's not something that I decide to use or not to use. I use it every single trade, no exceptions. Every single trade. Ugh. Neck. My neck, my neck, my neck. Ow. Yes, you basically do get rich from trading divergences. Yes, we do have a hidden bearish divergence on Bitcoin. You are correct. All right, because if we go down to a 5 minute, you can see it's very very similar to what's happening on ETH right now. We have this local high correlated to this local high. You can see that we're getting lower highs but higher highs. Hidden bearish divergence. Absolutely correct. Can you tell us what RSI you're using? It is the regular RSI. It's not made by anybody special. It's the default RSI. But the difference is that when I double click on it, I change the length to 125 and I change the color. All right. And I turn off some of this stuff to make it look a little bit more clean. I mean, you don't have to. You can leave that stuff on if you want to. The best place to download the restored calculator is definitely going to be the restored in on my channel. There's a video called "Best Tool for Leverage Traders: How to Use the Restored Calculator." There is a mega upload link in the description. All right. In the description of this video as well, there is a download link for the restored calculator, but I haven't updated it. The problem is the Dropbox version of the restored calculator is broken for some reason. Dropbox breaks it, but Mega Upload, that one works. And just in case you guys had that problem, someone reached out to me yesterday and had that same problem. No, it's not like I have like chronic pain in my neck. It was just like when I did a stretch, like it kind of like stressed the muscle, and it kind of hurt a little bit. I'm good. I've definitely had problems with my neck. Don't get me wrong. There's one time where I was on stream crying like a baby. I'm having problems finding ideal exits for my trades. Like I said, there's a couple different ways to choose how to exit a trade. All right. One, it could be a set percentage take profit. Like when you enter on a divergence, more often than not, if you say that I only want to make 3% to my portfolio off of this trade, you're going to almost like I can almost guarantee you. Obviously, I can't guarantee it, but I'm gonna say 90% of the time you're going to hit that 3% profit. All right, and then just take your profit. You don't have to have a certain price level that you're trying to hit. But let's say you're shorting a local high, maybe long it to the local. I mean, short it to the local low. All right. If you're longing a local low, uh, take your profit at the next local high. Just simple stuff like that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. So, like if you're really new to trading, I say just say like have a set take profit. Like with the MACD strategy, we're aiming for 5%. Once we get to 5%, we cut the trade. We don't care if it's going to continue because we made our profit. John, take your time, buddy. I got you. Do you have a green screen, John? Uh, Otherwise, we can just bring you on for audio. That is such a cheesy pickup line. Kite uses super trend or chandelier indicator to show when you exit trade market. I I'm good. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So thank you so much for doing this. You're a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm just a kid, man. I'm a kid having fun, making lots of money. Why shouldn't other people? That's how I see it. Up here in the top right, you can click this button right next to your chart, and you can select a layout depending on what subscription of TradingView you have. I'm using the 3 chart layout. I have 1 vertical on the left, 2 horizontals on the right, and then it's going to be actual charts, all right? And then you add the indicators that you want to each one of these panels, and then double click in the empty space, and it will maximize the indicator like that. Boom. That's how that's like how I like to trade. And if you have a 4K screen, it gives you so much screen real estate that even though like you have half of the amount of screen for price action, it still looks incredible. Uh, so like obviously like I have a 4K screen that like can do gaming and trading. But if you guys aren't gamers, like you can find a 4K screen for like what, $300, $200. They're pretty cheap now. MACD is this indicator down in the bottom right. Once again, I do change the settings on it. By default, the settings are 12 and 26. So I change it to 24 and 52 just to kind of de-exaggerate it a little bit. And simply put, whenever we cross to the upside, price goes up. Whenever we cross to the downside, price goes down. And it will continue going down until we cross to the upside. So it's pretty cool. It's like you could, MACD told you to enter short at about roughly 59,300. And then it told you to go long at 57,684. So that's about 3% difference. That would have been your 5% right there if you're on 8X using 20% margin. Bro, what's the RSI indicator you use? I've gone over it so many times. All right, so I'm going to do it again. All right, so in order to get the RSI, all right, you go to your chart, you go up here, you click indicators, you type in RSI. It's the first one, relative strength index. Click it. All right, maximize it. Now, what you want to do is you want to click either click it once, go up here to the settings, or double click it. That will also open the settings. And then right here where it says length, you're going to change that to 125. All right. And I also like to change the color. I prefer orange. Change it to what you want. You can do like blue. Blue's pretty. Let's do blue. Let's do blue. And then you can change the thickness a little bit, make it look nice. And then you use the scale on the right side to exaggerate it to make it easier to see. Oh my gosh, for 300 viewers. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Dude, I have not streamed for 2 months, and when I left, we were getting like 80 to 100 viewers. I come back, do a stream with Ryan. Now I got 300. This is ridiculous. I got too many people relying on me, man. This is stupid. Oh god. I just want you guys to know I don't have all the answers. I'm just here doing my thing. I've been doing this for 3 years. I try my best. Please don't hate me if I ever get anything wrong. Uh, I'm 21. Gosh darn it. Give me a break. The MACD formula just measures the difference of two moving averages and places a moving average on the difference, and that makes a histogram. Yep, exactly. And it's pretty consistent, I have to say. And you can also find divergences off of the waves here, which is pretty cool. I don't typically like to use the MACD for divergences. I like to use the RSI. It's more real time. It's like the RSI is the closest thing that you can get to a real time indicator. The RSI really doesn't repaint, which is cool. That's what's cool. So cool about it. Full time job? Question mark. My last day job was Buffalo Wild Wings. I was making about 10 grand a year. And by the time that I left B Dubs, a couple months after, I was making at least my yearly wage per trade every single day almost. What happened to your old $100 account? Did you reach $1 million already? No. So, like, I know I'm a lot of talk. All right. I kept saying I'm going to turn $100 into $1 million. But for me, when I say stuff like that, it's not that I'm taking it seriously. All right. Which a lot of people are going to be like, that means you're lying. No. What I'm doing when I'm talking like that, I'm trying to convince myself that that's what I want. But in the back of my head, I know that $1 million is kind of unrealistic. All right, is it possible? Absolutely, it is. We were pretty close. All right, because to go from $100,000 to $1 million is not that hard. All right, uh, but it's all perspective. So like once you guys start trading and you guys kind of your perspective on money changes, like once you make your first 1,000, it's going to be substantially easier to make the next. And then once you make your first 10,000, substantially easier to make the next. Once you make your first 100,000, substantially easier to make the next, so on and so on. It's all about perspective, mindset. I know that's cliche, but it is. Um, so we went from $100 to $100,000, and I cashed out, bought a Benz, and then we're just kind of holding on to that because with the channel growing, I got something big planned. Uh, but I just need some more time. Uh, But yeah, I always aim above the target to hit the target. So if I'm aiming for 1 million, I know I'm gonna hit something down here. But like, let's say I said I was gonna turn $100 into 100,000. Maybe then I would have only turned it into 10,000, right? Because remember what happened last time when I said that I was gonna turn $100 into 250K. I got to 10K and then I crashed. Like I only was able to cash out 2K, right? But what happened, right? I said, now I'm going to take $100 and turn it into 1 million, but now I made 10 times more money and then I cashed out. I really didn't change much about my style. Yes, did I have more experience when I did the second $100 challenge? Yes. Was I more less risky? Yes. Um, but it was definitely a difference in mindset on the loftier goals, but having realistic goals in the back of my head. Yeah, if you guys really takes trading seriously, at some point it starts feeling fake. Like it feels like monopoly money at some point. And like my friends, they they kind of hate me because they're like they're like, you find this boring almost. I don't find it boring. Um, it's just it's my job at this point. Obviously, like when you get a new job, you have to learn new things and it's fun. But at some point, it becomes almost monotonous, and I'm making stupid money. Uh, but am I like? It's not like I'm a blue collar worker. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that like I'm making all this money because I deserve it. I'm making money because I'm smart. Like, but I'm not real. I'm not like slaving away. I'm not a blue collar worker. Uh, so like my dad was like the numbers dude and the technology expert in the family. So he passed that along to me. He always promoted free thinking, creating business ideas, like just kind of like the entrepreneurial spirit. And then my mom, she was the blue collar worker because when she was a single parent, she would work, 60-hour work weeks, come home dead tired, lock herself in her room. And as a kid, I resented her for that. But as an adult now, I know that she was working her ass off to make sure that she could afford the life that she gave us because we never went without. We never went without. We always had nice Christmas presents. We always had food on our table. She worked so damn hard. So I got my work ethic from my mom, my tenacity, and I got my free thinking, my creative spirit from my dad. So when you blend those two together, it came out to the perfect. I'm not gonna say perfect, but it came out to me. All right, and that's what we got today. I have 10K. What is the best way to double it? Uh, I always say like if you have 10, like take whatever you currently have that you think you want to trade with, or you think you want to put into the market, and put 10% of that in. And if you can turn $1,000 into 3,000, and you have an actual system that did it, not just luck, then you can have the confidence of putting in the other $9,000 and turning the 10 grand into 30 grand. All right. It's just about, making sure you're doing it right. Do it right the first time. All right. Luck equals preparation meets opportunity. That's a quote by my stepdad. Obviously, I don't think he made it up, but also he has, I think, the triple P's. Piss poor planning leads to uh, poor performance. Piss poor planning leads to poor performance. So I think the quadruple P's is what he's called it. You said you got good at math because you wanted to impress your first grade teacher. That is true. That is true. But my dad definitely is. Like I don't think I don't think it's genetics that you're good at something. Like obviously when it comes to like physicality stuff, like athletes, yes, genetics play a role. But I don't know. I don't know if like your brain has anything to do. I think it's just like um if you don't set limitations on yourself, neurogenesis can take place. But if you are in a constricted mindset or constricted thinking space by either your parents, your school life, or whatever, then neurogenesis will start to die down. And that's where, like, people just unfortunately are not as smart. Like, I find it so weird. Like, there's such like drastic different, like, IQs. Well, I don't believe in IQs. Like, there's such drastic differences in, like, people's how smart somebody is. But the problem is like I always thought as a kid, like what causes that? What causes someone to be less smart than somebody else? And my personal feeling is it's just time and effort. I don't know if that's like a privilege thing that I'm saying, like I just got lucky on this smart, but I like to feel like it was the constant effort on trying to learn how things work and never stopping, but I just don't get it. I feel like everybody can be the smartest planet on the earth if they just tried. But maybe that's just my problem. That's a submariner saying? Yeah, my stepdad, he's a submariner. He used to be on submarines for like 6 months at a time. I want to pick up some Monero in the bear market when most altcoins retrace 70-80%. From what I gather from your analysis, you think it won't retrace a lot. Um, I do think it will retrace. Like I said, like Monero's chart, its Elliott wave chart is actually set up for a more macro play. That's why I'm really bullish on Monero because it's Monero's like when I was talking about like Monero like having 100K target on like the 5 wave count. That 5 wave count is going to take like 6 years, 6 to 10 years. All right. But think about it. Like 6 to 10 years ago, if you would have picked up Bitcoin, how many millions of dollars would you have right now? Probably a lot. Um, uh, somebody in my Telegram sent me a website or sent everybody a website in the Telegram that uh, basically generated like a random object and then time stamped what it cost at the time and what Bitcoin cost at the time. And it would say like if you would have bought Mumford's and Son tickets in 2012, uh, you would have paid this much, but if you would put that same money into Bitcoin, you would have like 2 mil. I like that. I like that that contrast. I'm new to your channel. Have any tutorials on how to learn leverage trading and be profitable? Um, I mean, the live streams. Just go through the live streams, and it sucks, man, because like I love live streaming, but the problem is like people don't want to watch 3 hours of information because like I feel like the live streams are golden, but a lot of the information is spread across like 3 hours. So for someone to sit through that is quite monotonous, and they probably don't have time. They probably have a job. They got stuff to do. They got to sleep. So I get it. But I do have tutorials all over my channel. You can just look through it. If you're interested in the Patreon, I do have short and concise tutorials on the Patreon. But obviously, like I said, live streams are where it's at. Wishful thinking. It's about 80% genetics. Just like hard work will make a 5'8" Korean. Like I said, I believe genetics play a huge role in like physicality, like sports and athletes and stuff. But like I said, like I like to believe, and you like you said, wishful thinking. It is wishful thinking to think that everybody could be smart as hell. Like I want that for people. I feel like people that we call stupid aren't stupid. It's just they have a different perspective on the world than us, Eh, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Every individual has their own uniqueness. Yep. Exactly. Hello from Connecticut, Kite. First time ever viewer. Glad to be here, brother. Soak up all the information. I deem you full. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Top three tools you would spend money on. I would spend money on the RSI if it was if it cost money. I would spend money on the MACD if it cost money. And I would say if you want to get into trading, I would say start with like a $15 a month plan for TradingView. Get some access to more charts, some more tools, the ability to have more, indicators up. Um, invest in some books like Ian Copesley and Wayne Gorman, those two authors. They write about Elliott Wave. Invest in books. And then there's not a whole lot you have to really pay for, in my opinion. Just education and just some subscriptions. If you guys are really into Elliott Wave, someone showed me a really cool website. It's called wavebasis.com. I'm not paying for it currently, but you guys can try out the free trial. You can select a point on a chart, and it will try its best to plot out. Elliott waves, which is pretty cool. It's a bit pricey. All right. Casual trader, 250 automatic wave counts per month, $50. If you want 1,000 automatic wave counts per month, $169, 2,500. But this is an automatic Elliott wave counter, and it will give you targets. It will give you everything you need to know when it comes to price action. Johnny, let's do this. All right, man. So we're gonna bring John onto the live stream here. If you give me 1 second, I'm gonna switch it over to like a be right back screen so we can get it all set up and see what we're gonna do, and just have a little chat. But John, he joined the one-on-ones very early on during my channel, and he was able to make quite a sizable amount of money. I'm not going to say anything. I don't know if he wants that kind of information released. That's up to him. But he's just going to come on, tell his story. Like I said, I don't want this to be like a promotion for me. I just want this success story to inspire somebody, because he did things correctly. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll put on a song real quick, and then we'll be right back. And then after we're done talking to John, I think that's going to be it for the live stream, because we've been streaming for what now? We've been streaming for like 2 hours. So we'll probably be on for like another 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And then we'll go ahead and head off. So I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Boom, boom.
Growing in an era where ignorance, so defiance is imminent. When there's lying and hypocrites, no denying the incidents, intertwining with innocence in the hands of an intricate being. Acting is infamous, you ain't infamous. I've been writing for the infinite, I've been fighting for the kids to live. Y'all been waiting for the day to be saved, and I'll lead now with the mind to give. I'm sparking this, war zone conflict, arsonist. Can't burn out too far to quit, I work hard for this, confidence, so you better start.
Running from the heat, can't take it. Building up a wall, gon' break it. Feeling relentless, pounding our hearts. They gon' need a head start. Ripping off the chains won't take us. Never gonna quit, can't make us. This is our moment, playing our parts. They gon' need a head start.
And actually, I found out that they're after me. Sniper looking down from a balcony, caught between living in duality. Called out, the divine been asking me, will you go rescue the casualties? Alter the state of mentality, even if they're in a different reality. Feeling divided, we gotta find a way to fight back. Dark times, I'm bringing out where the lights at. Hijack the system on the right path. Break all the rules. And advise my strategy is simple. I'ma step up and be a symbol. All of us now got a lot to live for. It's time to wage war, so you better start.
Running from the heat, can't take it. Building up a wall, gon' break it. Feeling relentless, pounding our hearts. They gon' need a head start. Ripping off the chains won't take us. Never gonna quit, can't make us. This is our moment, playing our parts. They gon' need a head start.
So many heroes lost, we're a dying breed. Too many lines across, far as I can see. Look inside your mind, you will find the key. Only way to resolution is to fight for peace. So when it's time to rise, will you take the call? Or will you stand aside as if you lost it all? The future's coming for us, we are both involved. In the war of generations, one is bound to fall.
Something better start. Running from the heat, can't take it. Building up a wall, gon' break it. Feeling relentless, pounding our hearts. They gon' need a head
I don't know what we supposed to be. Loco off the dopamine. We should just elope and leave. Run from the popo blowing potpourri. Kill yourself for love. Leave enough rope for me. Even if we don't succeed, I never let my shoulder freeze. If you can put up with both of me, I'll take you HOME. Read your body language like poetry. And when your heart begins to crumble like broken leaves, I do all the yard work.
Cause all of everything that you do.
All right, cool.
Okie dokie. We should we should be back on the stream. Okay, let me go ahead and switch back over to live screen. My camera is stuck now. What happened?
Oh no, I
All right,
jinxed you.
let me fix my camera. Let's see. Video capture, deactivate, reactivate.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go. I fixed it.
All right,
right.
cool.
There we go. All right, so this is John. Like I said, he's been in the 101 group for I don't know, like a year now. Is how long has it been?
You know, it's funny. I think I signed up maybe like a month ago, 2 months ago. Not too long, but I was in a Telegram for actually next month's going to be about a year now. I actually was
Damn.
able to look back and see when I joined. April 11th, I believe.
Dude, that's awesome. So, I mean, thank you very much for that. But, so tell them kind of like how, like where you were at, where were you when you started? What
Okay.
was the difference between my channel and some of the other ones you looked at? Because when we were talking the first time, the way you explained it, it was like as if you didn't like my channel at first, but then once something happened, you came back and looked at it, and then kind of saw that even though what I was doing was simple and didn't look like it was going to be that profitable, when you actually applied it, it kind of changed things.
hmm
So I'll go ahead. I'll give you the floor. I don't want to soak up any of them, any of the limelight. But all right, buddy.
All right. So it was actually around this time last year. I feel like I definitely was on the same path as a lot of you guys are, especially those who are, just joining the crypto space or starting to take leverage trading more seriously. I came across Crypto Face and Market Cipher. I actually ended up purchasing a year subscription from him, and that was a big hit for me. But I told myself, you know what? If I'm not going to be able to do anything unless I actually pull the trigger and do something, and that's a very powerful mindset I like to keep, you know, going on in today's days and stuff as trading continues, as the markets change, is I really want to, just try. If it's a new strategy, if it's new indicators, I want to try and see what I can make of it, or if it works or if it doesn't work. So after watching Crypto Face, and I'll give him credit. I love the guy. He's awesome. I've talked to him in private actually a couple times, and he definitely made it seem a lot easier than it actually was. But it was tough trying to really figure out how, the whole blue wave strategy and using VWAP and all that stuff. It was a lot for me, especially as a new trader. Um, so I think at this point, coronavirus happened, and markets were taking a tank. And for some reason, I remember, looking to Market Cipher, trying to, figure out short entries and all that stuff. And I actually ended up making like, I think it was like 60, $70, but that was the most I ever made using Market Cipher because I'm, trading with nothing at this point because I pretty much had no money invested in the market. And whatever I did invest, I lost like half because of the market drop. So, geez, once that hit me, or once I was able to see that kind of money, even though it's not a lot for a lot of you, for me that was big. So I really wanted to hone in and try to focus on Market Cipher. And I would say after a couple weeks, I was actually sent home from work, when everything was being locked down, especially up here where I am up in Jersey. A lot of places shut down really fast. So, within a couple weeks, I was out of work. So I was just sitting there doing nothing. And I don't know how I came across your channel exactly, but I remember I decided to just, tune in into a live stream because I was at home, doing nothing all day, just locked inside. And I think it was at either that stream or a couple streams in where you decided to introduce the $100 account challenge, the first one you did. And of course, me trying to think my way to riches right away, I thought, ooh, this will be interesting. Let's see what this kid can do. And at first, I was just tuning into live streams. I wasn't in Telegram or anything, and I could, the first, I think it was the first or second trade you made. You showed everyone. I was like, well, wow, all right. He's not using any of these crazy indicators. What is this? What is this all about? Then I think I'm not too sure exactly the timeline of how long I was, watching you before I joined the Telegram, but I think there was one point where you did, you posted a trade setup on you on the live stream, and I remember trying to look at the charts and trying to plot it out, and it actually ended up going up to that entry point. I remember I hit it, and next thing you know, I'm trying to keep, mind you, I have no idea of stop losses, how to calculate them, account management, risk management. So I just say, what, let's throw $100, whatever, on a short, screw it. And I kind of just sat there for a little bit and was trying to stare at the charts, trying to see what Market Cipher was saying and all this stuff while I was in this trade. Didn't really click for me, and I couldn't understand why you were taking this trade. Next, I walk away. I'm doing some for like an hour or two, come back, and next, I'm up like 40%. I'm like, what? How did this happen? And next, it just keeps going, keeps dropping. I'm like, what? And then I ended up making like, I think it was like $80, $70 off of that. I'm just like, okay, you know what? This kid's up to something. The fact that he didn't use any of these crazy indicators, that he was just using support and resistances. Maybe you were using RSI. I wasn't too sure exactly. I don't really remember, but I remember it was nothing compared to what I had on my charts. So that really, flipped the switch for me. You were trying to preach simplicity, try to keep trading as easy as possible. And well, not easy. Obviously, trading is not easy, but try to dumb it down. I guess that's the way I was thinking about it at first.
Make sure the most important information is the only thing that you see, because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah. So I pulled the trigger, I signed up for the Telegram, and it was at this point where we got all our stimulus checks, and I remember sitting at home with the unemployment boost. I was making twice as much in a week that I was working. So you know what? I have really no bills to pay. I have nothing I want to buy. At the time, everyone was being all hyped up about the PS5 and try to get pre-orders and spend their stimulus checks and all, dumb stuff, just like, people are right now. And that's why at this point, and it makes you think like, I think people have an opportunity to make something out of nothing, because, it's free money.
Exactly.
So I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to be dumb. I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to really try to sit down and focus and understand why, how is Austin plotting these trades, and why is he taking them, and how he's able to, win. So after, I can't remember how much I saved. I must have saved, just savings alone, I would say $4,000 of, and mind you, I maybe had $200 or $300 in the crypto market. That was my own money. And I just saved. And I remember we hit a short. And I remember I was in the Telegram. I was like, all right, I'm hyped for this. Let's go. Again, not learning about proper risk management. Hit it again. And this like blew my mind. I remember, I got to go back in the charts. I wish I had my charts up right now to pull it up and see like a time frame. But it had to be like, I want to say like the end of April, maybe the beginning of May. Oh, you know what? It might have been middle of May, because I actually just got, I was hanging out with a friend of mine. I remember we were sitting in my car, my buddy Josh. Josh, shout out to you. I'm sure he's watching this right now. I'm the one who got him hooked on trading as well. And I remember sitting in my car, we're just bullshitting. And next thing you know, I was like, wow, I'm up $1,000. And I couldn't believe it. That's more money than I've made in weeks, a couple of weeks of working, just sitting there, just hanging out with a friend of mine. And that at that point right there, I was like, you know what, this is something. This is something that I feel like not too too many people are using, not too many people are looking at, and it's a system that definitely doesn't attract people. So, when I think of that, I think, you know what, this is where the money should be. This is where the money's at, because everyone's trying to go for something easy money, quick money, and that's not how you do it. Um, so I want to say where things started to get really crazy for me was at the end of July, and I would say the beginning of August. We were consolidating Bitcoin, ETH, and I remember this was the first big run up we had. I think it was only at, I want to say, Bitcoin was less than 10K, where I think we made a push up to the five figures.
It was like right
And
after the coronavirus dump, right?
yeah, like we had a coronavirus dump, and then we flattened out, and then we started, slowly, crawling up there and consolidating. But I actually want to pull up my charts and look at this while I'm trying to talk about it. But we were taking trades in the group on ETH, BTC, EOS. EOS was amazing at that time. On XRP, everything on Bybit, you were able to trade that we were trading, and breakouts and consolidation, trading the ranges was probably the most profitable thing that ever happened to me. I want to say I had maybe $6,000 at this point between saving and making money. I was able to take $6,000 and turn it into almost 20,000 in about a week and a half time span. Just from, not using the most safe risk management. I'll admit, it definitely could have came back the other way and bit me in the ass, but I think it was a mix of luck and opportunity, like you just said. I forgot that saying you were just saying before, but I think that clicked in my head, because that's the way I think. And oh man. And I remember maybe a week after that, we were still pumping, and we were starting to like flatten out a little bit before we dumped. And I want to say at the very peak, my Bybit account was sitting at almost 30,000. I was touching maybe 29. And at this point, I just started laughing, because I remember the last time I took a look at my Bybit account, or my account in general, before things started kind of going down and flattening out. I thought to myself, this is no way this is happening. There's no way I'm walking at the park trying to do some cardio, enjoying nature. And next thing you know, I just literally made all this money. It feels like I just, it disappeared out of thin air. And ever since then, it's been one hell of a ride. It's not all stars and lights and amazing things that happen. Truth be told, I did not secure profits as good as I should have been doing. I think that $28,000 account, I got it back down to it went back down to 16, 17 before I was like, you know what, maybe I should just transfer to USDT or transfer some stable coins, take a step back and really figure out, what should I do with this? Of course I was still trading with it, but I remember when ETH broke out at about, I want to say like $400 or $500, or started to break at that giant.
It broke the neckline,
the
the
wedge.
double bottom.
Yeah, the double bottom. I think, was it forming a wedge too, or is that Litecoin I'm thinking about?
It might have been Litecoin. It was Litecoin.
Okay.
So Litecoin wasn't a wedge, and then we took the entry on the breakout at 66, and then ETH had a double bottom, and when it broke,
Yes.
like
And it broke the neckline of that.
333, that's when
Yeah.
it was a clear entry.
Yes. So it was at that point where I started DCAing and, still taking trades. And remember, I want to say my average buy-in was at about, I want to say like 480, 490. And now I'm sitting in the mid 5 figures, and I really haven't done much. I still trade. I'm trying to implement more strategies. Ever since the last time we talked, you briefly introduced me to Elliott Wave. I looked into the books you recommend, and you should see my charts now. It looks like absolute, it's chaos. Just trying to figure this stuff out. I'm not
That's
great.
usually how it starts.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm at the point in my trading career to where I want to be safe, because I will never have an opportunity like this again. And yeah, I can use my entire portfolio, risk 1.5%, and watch it grow a lot faster. But you know what? It can, drop just as fast too. So I'm at the point where I'm really kind of just sitting back. I'm messing around with the MACD strategy that you introduced, to us a little week ago. I'm trying to mess around with LA Wave, but I'm risking like maybe 1% max on like out of that 5 figures. I probably have like 5 grand saved up just on the side to use for trading, and I'm just gonna let it ride. If things play out the way that things are looking, and you talk about it a lot, um, that retracement that we're on ETH, or we're gonna have back down to maybe possibly the 1500s. Maybe I might sell a little bit and buy back in. Maybe I won't. But I know that if we do hit this target of 3K, I'm definitely gonna pull some profits out and wait for a correction and definitely start DCAing again and just ride it to the top, because I told myself, if I can turn literally maybe a couple $100 of my own money into 5 figures, I can definitely take that 5 figures and turn it to 1 million. So I definitely think that if I play it smart, these next couple moves in the market, I definitely think I can get, pretty close to that target.
It's so like a lot of people don't think it's even a likelihood. Now, it all depends on your perspective. Like if you're trying to do this in a couple months, yeah, that's a little bit aggressive. The odds of that working out, no.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
you're definitely talking from the perspective like, all right, I'm at like the mid, around 50K right now. If I continue at a slow pace for the next 2 years, that's when I'll hit my thing. So like
Mhm.
for people in the chat, like this guy right here, like while you were talking, he kept typing stuff like this. Do not listen to these guys. Traders lose 95% of their money. On top of that, leverage trading is dangerous. To make things worse, trading crypto is the most volatile asset ever. So for
Is
leverage
it though?
traders, volatility makes sense. All right, we
Yeah.
want the price action to move. Two, 100% of the traders lose, if not all of their money, a lot of it. All right,
Yeah.
every single person loses money. The difference is that 5% that you're talking about that doesn't lose money, quote unquote, those are the people that lost money and didn't quit. They found a way to work through it. They
Yeah.
tried and tried and tried again. That's the difference. It's called tenacity. From the looks of it, it's not something like you're willing to try. You're not even trying. All right.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
trying to if I'm am I trying to get you to leverage trade? No. I'm not trying to get anybody to leverage trade. I'm simply here to share the ways that I make money, how I do so effectively, and I am constantly preaching time and time again that it's about safety over, you know, uh, aggressive growth. That's the
Mhm.
difference. All right.
Definitely.
So, what's some of the mistakes that you made along the way
Oh.
that you can warn other traders about? Because that's the biggest thing. When we can share what we did wrong, that is the most important thing for other people to know.
Oh,
So
I can. I have a fun little story about this one. So I want to say the biggest mistake I've made as a new trader, and I definitely think I've seen a lot of people around me do, is using too much risk. Um, you think that you might use a method, regardless of what it is, Elliott wave, the simple method, like you call it. Um, More often than not, sometimes things don't work in your favor, and I definitely think that if you're using, even 5%, like I at one point when we were having this slow run up on ETH on this rising wedge, towards the peak of it, you know, while things were going great, I was using 5%, sometimes even more, 10%. And I'll tell you what, I was able to take $1,500 and I turned it to 11,000 at the very top. And I'm like, shit, at this point, what's stopping me from going, doubling my holdings? I can probably get this to 50 grand. Nope. That did not work out the way I wanted to. And, just kind of just constantly trying to, catch a falling knife, or trying to, short the tops if you think you're at a top, and sometimes it doesn't work out for you. But I definitely think that if I took a step back and instead of using 5, sometimes, towards the end I was using 10% because I was revenge trading. Um, I definitely think I could have either, slowed down the losses or at least made something. You know, I think that a lot of people with smaller accounts have the issue of, I want to make money fast, and that's fair. that's a very, I understand that because I was in that position too. Um, but I think if you think about it more as you have one shot to do this, don't fuck it up. I think that some people might take a step back and try to be more safe when it comes to approaching, you know, learning, whether it's learning something new or it's a system you created. I think using proper risk management is probably the biggest mistake I've seen people use, and using proper stop losses, not using proper risk percentage. um I've seen people blow up small accounts like that, and I think those people who have blown up small accounts and they get pissed off that they did, you know yeah, if you use proper risk management, it's going to be slow, but at least you have that. And especially if the crypto market keeps moving the way it's supposed to, or not supposed to, but the way things are looking like they're supposed to, um that money that you were trading with and saving, they could have turned into a lot more. And then you had that reserved capital to to be a little bit, at least make more money, without really manipulating your risk percentage. So that's the angle I want to approach it. Is, yeah, I can sit there and risk 2-3%, even 5%, and make a boatload more money. Or the other half of me, and I can kind of pull myself back, is saying, you know what, you can also lose 50% of your account. And if you lose 50% of your account, you literally have to make double of what you lost just to break even. So for me, it's
Exactly.
not worth it. It's not
Because
worth it.
the more you let that reality sink in, that there's that risk. There's always that risk that if you get too emotional or start going off the Richter scale, you can lose a lot of money. So like that's why with my channel in particular, I'm not sitting here showing you $1 million trades. That does nothing. Whenever I've done these challenges, I have always started with something that somebody can afford to lose. $100, $500, because you don't. First off, the worst thing that can happen is you lose $100. All right, kind of sucks. The best thing that can happen is you make a couple thousand.
Yeah.
The medium thing that can happen is you get some experience. You learn, you get some education, you have some real world experience, just kind of learning how price action moves. The best thing that can happen is if you are diligent and you work with it and you know what you're doing, you can make 100 grand out of $100. It sounds
Definitely.
impossible, but that's what I was talking about. It feels fake at some point. Like you were
Oh
talking
yeah.
about, you were in the park and you were walking doing cardio, and all of a sudden you check your buy bit, you got a couple $1,000s in your pocket. That's the type
Yeah.
of stuff that I love. Like I love going out to dinner
Oh
with
yeah.
my friends and like having a good time, but at the same time, in the background, I'm making money. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Living
it
your life.
sounds like that get rich quick scheme day job that everybody wants. But although yes, it's a reality, like you said, there's so many ups and downs, not only with your account but your emotional state. Leverage trading is not for the faint of heart. Like I said,
No.
the person was correct. 95% of people lose their money. 100% of people lose their money, and 95% quit after they lose. But as long as you are taking the risk seriously and you're doing like anybody that comes onto my channel and says stuff like that, I know that for a matter of fact, they have not watched even 30 seconds of what I've said. So it's all about just understanding the risk and the whole tortoise and the hare story. You know, slow and steady
Definitely.
wins the race. 100%.
Definitely. Oh man. It's a shame that it sucks. Like, I hate when people, sit there and make stupid mistakes. And I try telling them, and they know, some of these people know that it's the right thing to do, and they should take a step back and be safe. But, I think that I get from that perspective, if you don't have a lot, especially if you're in a bad place, whether it's your job, your life, you want to, make it better with money. And I get it, but it's just not worth it. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. It's problem is like the same people that say leverage trading is the worst thing in the world are the same people that take 90% of their paycheck home and stick it into some random altcoin hoping to get rich quick.
Oh
Just
yeah.
because you're not trading and you're investing, you're an investor, does not mean that the risk is not the same. that altcoin could dump 90% tomorrow. All
Yep.
right. It's the same thing. We're all here trying to find some sort of way to make money sustainably. And, you know, I think I found a way. I've proved it. I've been 3 years. I've been making good money. So I share it. And I believe anybody can do it. But the problem is like you're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot of money along the way. But hopefully you're coming out at least a little bit on top each time. Like I said, you could have a 20% win ratio, but if you do things right, you might come out with a little bit more money than you had before. And that's the whole
Yeah.
point of this. Little
Yep.
bits of money over time, compounding, adds up to a bigger account. But
And
yeah,
that's
I'll let you
that's a
continue talking.
that's that on that point there, that's a big thing that I took away from your style as well is in the beginning you were trading very high risk to reward ratio trades. And I know I've watched the live stream with you and Ryan. I can tell by like how blown away he was at how much money you can make from not risking that much if you it's all about placing the proper trades at the right time. So yeah, you can throw a lot of money into an altcoin and it can go to zero, or you can take a portion of that, learn a good trading system, risk 1% or a minimal amount of that money that you have saved up that you wouldn't invest into a small altcoin and accumulate it. And I think that the idea of or the concept of how you come up with diversification of how you have different trading accounts and all that stuff, I think that goes definitely can go a lot smoother and can definitely have a lot more potential to increase your overall portfolio size. You can get lucky and hit 100x on altcoin.
100%.
But yeah, so I think you hit the nail on the head on that one.
Yeah, because like I said, it's not that you're throwing all your eggs in one basket. It's that you're throwing. I mean, what's the analogy I could use for this? Like, there might be one basket, but you have a lot of different people in the church giving you money. I don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
to explain it correctly. It's like you have a short, strategy. You have a long strategy. You have a funding strategy. You have a swing, scalp, spot account. You have, profits that are being cashed out. Because, like I said, you want to make sure that every single time that you make profit on a trade, you can. I'm not saying like 20% is the magical number. It could be 50% for all I care, depending on what you need for your life at the moment. Right? If you make $1,000 on a trade, why don't you just take 200 of that and immediately cash it out and put it in your savings account,
Yeah.
never to be traded again? That way, over time, the more and more you make these trades, that savings account is growing. And if anything were to happen to the market or to your emotional state that wrecks your account, you at least have something. And that's the whole purpose of this. Who knows how long trading is going to last? Who
Yeah.
knows how long crypto is going to be around? Um, who knows how long humanity is going to be around? Nothing's a certainty.
You might as well
So make sure that
capitalize
you're
it
just
when you
making
have it.
backup plans. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Um,
So tell them a little bit more about like uh, what really like hit me when you were telling me your story. Just like the excitement that you kind of didn't like your day job all that much, and
oh, I
just
hate
the absolute
it.
like as you started to see your account grow, like it gave you like that like pep in your step because like you saw that this was an actual opportunity now. Because I know a lot of people out there when they're looking at leverage trading, it's nice to think about. It's nice to think about you can turn $100 into 100,000, but it doesn't feel like a reality. But as
Oh
soon as
yeah.
you start seeing it, you start saying, "Oh, I turned 1,000 into 5,000." Like, okay, 5,000, 10,000, okay. And now it starts
Yep.
clicking in your head like, this is actually going to work if I
Yep.
continue by this path. And like something switches in your mindset where you start actually taking it more seriously, where you might as well, you might be looking at a couple live streams a day. Maybe you read the first chapter of a book, but then once you start seeing that information start paying off, just even a little bit, then you start, you buy 1,000 different books, and now you're just kind of like you said, your charts are looking a little bit crazy now. But over time, because you're in the learning phase, you're trying to figure out, what everything means, just kind
Mhm.
of gradually increase the learning curve. But eventually it will start to die down, and then you can start seeing things with more clear glasses. But yeah, go ahead and talk about like that emotional side of things, not just the analytical. I had this much money, and then it grew to this.
Yeah. So, things were a lot different. I'm sure I can't speak for myself, but I'm sure, because of this whole coronavirus thing, pandemic that's been going on for the past year, definitely, um, if it didn't change your life, it definitely made you think about your life. And that's something that really hit me when I'm sitting at home doing nothing for 10 hours a day, you know, cashing out on these stimulus checks and this unemployment stuff. And, thinking about, what if I can do that for myself? What if I can just sit here and create something for myself where I can just sit there and, make 1,000, 2,000, $5,000 a week just from pretty much, not doing nothing, but in the comforts of my own home. Um, that's one of the turning points, I believe, for me. And, like you said, like I mentioned, we talked about this, but I can't stand my job. I'm sure a lot of people are in that position too. And this the idea of switching into that more money without having to put in the work. I guess you can call that smart money, or just, working smarter instead of harder kind of mentality. And the combination of those two, especially when I got that phone call asking to come back, I remember sitting there just debating my life for like good 15 minutes. I'm just like, I can't go back because this is hell. It's literally hell. Um, but once I realized that, you can definitely take money, and especially if you're able to trade, if you're able to invest in something that, you might get 100x out of. um, you got to realize that the opportunity to repeat that is very slim, unless you're, the best trader, not even the best, but unless you're a really good trader. Or, let's say if you if you want to invest in altcoins, and let's say you just have a good luck winning percentage. You can just pull 100x out of a hat, once every couple of years. But odds are most people can't do that. So I definitely believe it's more of, once you find something, and once something proves that it works, whether it's a system, it doesn't need the trading, with whatever you do in life, it's this high side hustle business. Once you find something that works, and especially for me, and I'm sure there's other people like that too, but once I see the results, boom, that's, I'm like, you know what? I think this is it. Because I've tried a lot of stuff, on the side, reselling things, flipping things, trying to trade stocks and all that stuff. And for some reason, like, I kept coming back to crypto. I was introduced to it back in, 2017, 2018, during the bear market. And, because I was losing money, it didn't stick. Eventually, I feel like everything just happened at the right time, the right place, right time kind of thing. And once everything kind of just lined up together, and really I started looking at everything, what's going on in my life and the market and all that stuff, and, what I was able to do, I definitely, it was like I hit up, I found a pot of gold. Like, this is it. This is what's going to change my life. If not, put me in the best possible direction to really change things for me. Um, I think that's pretty much it. The hatred for my job and the motivation to keep going, especially the results, that's very important to me. You can sit here and spit out facts and numbers out your ass, and that's fine. But unless, like, you can show what you've done, a lot of the times things don't really that stuff doesn't really matter to me. I'm a man
Exactly.
of results. That's just how I am.
And that's what kind of caught your attention was when, like you said, when I did the $100 challenge. Because I can sit here and say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to trade. Blah blah blah.
You put
And
your
for a
money where your
long
mouth is.
time, my channel, I didn't show my trades. I didn't show any of my trades, because I was always trading on my main account. At the time, I was still trying to get it up to a decent size. And then, over time, I had people that would, obviously be nasty about it and say, oh, you're fake. You're not even showing your trades, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, bet. You want me to prove it? I'll start a $100 account. Um, and obviously, like, I'll say, like, I'll make 250 grand. I'll make $1 million, just to get people hype. But then once they see me turn it into 100,000, even though that wasn't like the goal that I said, that is still a crazy amount of money, especially in that
Oh,
crazy
hell
amount
yeah.
of time. So like that's the
Oh yeah.
results that people needed to see in order to believe
Yep.
in what I'm doing, which I
Yeah.
totally get it.
Yeah,
Um,
because there's a lot of fake people out there. There's a lot of fake systems, Ponzi schemes, and all that stuff. and a lot of that causes hopium, and a lot of people, strive for that. People love to see, expect all these amazing, turn $100 into a million, but very few people can actually go out there and, push out these crazy numbers. And if you can find someone who can do it, and especially, for someone like you who doesn't charge a ridiculous amount for lessons, or whether it's a Telegram group, who basically gives others information for free because you don't need the extra money. That right there was one of the, things that I saw in you, that I knew, okay, this kid's serious, this kid's genuine, this kid's not trying to, make an extra buck behind, from us and all that stuff. I definitely think that you're on a good path to really helping people.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Of course.
All right. So I think that's a perfect place to call it a go. We'll go through some of the questions real quick.
Yeah.
Who is he talking with? This is John. He's from the Telegram group. He's been in it for about a year, and then he also joined the 101s, which I don't offer the 101s anymore.
I'm just
But
some kid from New Jersey.
exactly, we're, I'm just a 20-year-old kid, blonde hair, blue eyed on the internet. He's just a kid from New Jersey, and it, you can call it luck, you can call it what you want, but like I said, uh, luck is preparation meets opportunity. You make
I
luck,
love I love that quote. Love it.
and it the cool thing about this is, if crypto dies down, you start losing money on it. A lot of the skills that you're picking up right now, trading crypto, you can apply that to gold, you can apply it to silver, you can apply it to stocks to a certain extent. And that's the cool thing. You have so many options when it comes to trading. It's such a vast thing to learn. So even though like it seems like you're throwing all your eggs in one basket, there's so many baskets that you can move to,
Yeah.
and try them out. And that's what I always preach. Like, it's always about backup plans. So like you're making money off of crypto, cash out your profits, put some into, obviously real estate is a little bit of a higher end passive income. Like you need a lot of money in order to get to that,
Yeah.
but you will eventually. So you put some money in real estate, you put some money in a business idea, you put some money in crypto, you put some money in stocks, you put some money in money market, you put some money in an RA, 401k. You put money everywhere. You have these backup plans, and then they're all working for you.
Yep.
A lot of people are talking about the Great Reset and how all these how money makes money is no longer going to work. Okay, um, that's why I'm trying
Yeah.
to push the
Yep.
gas, the the pedal, right
Yeah.
now,
Before
because
it's too late.
hey, want to make that money before it's too late. So, um,
Exactly.
all right, guys, I guess this is going to be the end of the live stream for right now. Um, we're gonna go ahead, hop off. I appreciate John. I appreciate you guys. It's been a 3 hour
Thank you
live
so
stream.
much for having me.
No
I
problem, man.
appreciate it, man.
Like I said, like uh I wanted to get you on the live stream a lot earlier, but like obviously I was in the middle of the move. Things just didn't quite
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah.
But that's what it's all about. So like hopefully in the future, there's a lot of you guys that can reach out to me and have similar success stories, and I can bring you guys on.
Yeah.
Because
Hopefully, I'm not the only one.
I want it to be more of like an inspirational thing. Because obviously, like I can see how it comes off like, oh, I'm using John as a marketing ticket. That's not it. All right,
No.
John put in the work. He chose to do this. So it's just about, all right, this is the plan. Stick to the plan. If the plan works, awesome. And you just work through it. What are my thoughts on BTC for the next year/few weeks? No, next few weeks. So we're gonna dip down and then hopefully go up to 3K. That's my thoughts. Also, did you think about any altcoins that you like in particular? It doesn't have to be like any crazy altcoins. It could be like just some of your top three altcoins. What's your favorite?
Top three. Does it have to be in any order? Or can it kind of just
Nah,
spit out
it can
three?
just be like besides Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, what would be your top three picks?
All right. So I would say I'm on the same boat as you in this one. Monero. I don't have much money in it. I definitely should have bought more when it was at $60. Um, but I think the whole privacy thing and the whole idea of the dark web, and all this money being laundered around and all this stuff, the criminals using it, that's where the money's at. And I definitely think that it might scare people away. I definitely think that that is the direction where money will be going. So I definitely think that's a good one. Trying to think of a coin that I've invested in. Um, Icon. I remember I bought Icon when it was at 50 cents. For some reason I think it's like the Korean, like it's like a Korean version of Ethereum. That's what I've been hearing. And I think my number three is gonna be Cardano. I definitely think that
Monero and Cardano, like those are like two competing ones that I like. Uh, so I get why you like Monero and then also like Cardano. Very similar.
yeah. So like the thing with me is that I feel like some of these coins are competing with Ethereum, and this my take on it is you can't Ethereum is the granddad, like he's top, like you can't compete. I can see even if the technology is better, I think that if something's more established, more money's gonna be flowed into that. But the other part of me says this thing's gonna go up. It was in the top 10 for a while, and I feel like at some point you could have threw money in anything in the top 10, 20, and you would have especially now you would have made out all right. So I like the idea of Cardano, even though it's competitor ETH. I still think it's has a lot going for it and has a lot of potential.
Absolutely. So for anybody that likes altcoins, there you go. There's some altcoins for you to go choose from. I know a lot of people. Like I tell people to get next XMR. A lot of people in this chat probably get into are in Cardano already. But Icon, I'm not an Icon. I'll take a look at it if you like it. I'll see what's up. Um, all right, that's gonna be it, guys. I appreciate your time tonight. Uh, we'll be on tomorrow, and then tomorrow's Friday, I believe. So, like I said,
Payday.
it's gonna be like a weekday schedule. So it's Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sundays are for my personal time. So like after Friday, I'll see you guys on Monday, and hopefully we have some news to talk about. Because that's a cool thing. Like when I get off on Friday, that gives us 2 days of price action to come back and review. So it's always popping on Mondays. But I do appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very much. Tim, Johnny, Bitbird, hello and goodbye. Jury, how do you save yourself from kamikaze trading? I like that term. After a big loss, just take a step back
Yeah.
and figure out why you took that big loss in the first place, and just don't do it again.
Yep.
Don't revenge trade. Don't start betting
Yeah.
more money to make up your losses faster. All right, if you lose money, that changes how much profits you're gonna make on the next trade. Because as your account grows or lessens, that is going to change the whole dynamic. You need to dynamically change the amount of your portfolio in the calculator as it grows or as there's losses. All right, so Chris, thank you very much. Michael, thank you. Superworld, good night. Evan, thank you as well. Tom, Toodle, good night. All right, guys. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you tomorrow around the same time. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and choose a song. I'll probably choose the song like live on the screen because like yesterday, a lot of people wanted to know what the song was that I was playing. So if that ever happens again, you guys will know. Um, what do we got for today? Let's see.
I know you got a good one.
We'll try our best here. It has to mean something. It has to mean something,
Oh, of
or else
course.
the music's useless. Um,
Let's inspire people.
I got it. I got it. All right. It's Dreaming with Your
Ins-
Eyes Open
Ooh, I like the title.
by Whit Lowry. All right. So if
All
you
right.
guys like the song that you guys hear after this, go ahead and look up Whit Lowry, Dreaming with Our Eyes Open. All right, guys. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Stuck in the same room, in the same mood. Everybody try to tell me what I can't do. Everybody try to tell me that I changed too. When I changed lanes from you lame dudes. It's been a minute since I spilled my pain. Had to take a step back and look at life in a different way. If you want the change, you gotta be the change. Now we're all the same. Nobody wanna take the reins, nobody wanna push their brain. Nobody will admit that they're fake for the facts they claim. You see, we're all imperfect in a perfect way. While we work all day, we're all work, no play. We're a slave to the loans and the bills we pay. You consume a double cheese when the radio play. Mainstream Mickey D's and my shit gourmet. I've been up for 7 days straight, trying to figure out my fate. Trying to figure out any way to put food on my plate. But I sold a few teas, so I'm eating today. Okay, doing okay, could probably do better. Came home to a letter, eviction. I know I don't fit your description. A rapper, but me, I'm a clarity. Through all the cheddar, I know everything that glitter ain't gold. Life is the clay, you're too busy to mold. Time is taking its toll. We spend all our time without passion, and then we get old. Was told I should go quit, but none of you see all the letters I get from these kids who hurt from within and don't want to live, and tell me my music is all that can give them hope. Yeah, all we need is some hope. They tell me their family is broken and broke. They're using my music to cope. I've been on that boat, held down by a rope, held down by a string. Y'all looking for things, I'm looking to change the perception of people and all of the beautiful things that it brings. Yeah, recording my closet don't make enough profit. Y'all used to have morals and somehow you lost it. Don't care about the money I spent on my coffin. I care about the people attending, and often we're lost in this world. We're selfish to think I can find happiness in a girl. We're selfish to think we're elite. We destroy and deplete a whole planet, no smarter than squirrels. So who wants to talk about that? Who wants to talk about facts? Maybe I'd be in your mag if I added teaching a bad bappo. I talked about weed when I rap, but fuck all of that. The voice of the youth, the voice of the people, the real and the truth. The voice of the one who had nothing to lose. I speak for a heart that's been broken and beaten and bruised. I'm tired of holes in my shoes, tired of having to move, tired of coming unglued, tired of cleaning your table and serving you food. We are what we choose. If only you knew the shit that I seen. I can't tell if I'm lucid or living a dream. I don't do it for me, do it all for the team. I remember back living when I was a teen, and my grandma, she said I was worthless, and my teacher said I had no purpose, and my mama, she said I was perfect. I'm sitting on Twitter while I should be working on verses. You're worth it, and where you feel weak, the deeper the trench, the higher the peak. See, y'all are a piece of my legacy, cause you believe we can be anything, and I wanna be me. Yeah, the one and only Whit Lowry. Motherfuckers better not forget it. I've been paying my dues and you barely giving me credit. You been paying the label. I did it all independent. I said I didn't. I meant to your girl. She found me on Reddit. Your girl, she found me authentic. That's something you wouldn't get. I'm allergic to fucking rappers, so I'm ill with a pen. I'm ill to my friend. My one friend back in the day who said, okay, go buy a mic and write your soul on a page. I'm doing okay. I'm doing just fine. I've been on my grind. A mastermind ahead of his time. That's why they left me behind. You fear the future. I'm the future in lines. I got the future in line. I'm only losing the time. I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to find a line into yours. Taking shots and I ain't scared, not even par for the course. I'm fucking hungry, you got food that I could never afford. Feed me, feed me, feed me, then feed me more. My middle finger to a rapper scared to take me on tour. I don't need it all, I'm seeing all arenas galore. And when you left, I didn't stress it, I just opened the door. I said it before, team waiting to my death. Still I came up from broken and hollow. The music and model, she hope for a follow. I'm feeling myself, I've been working all week. I ain't getting no sleep, they keep buying me drinks, but it's bad for my health. I got models half naked, so mama, I'm making your girl that she basically saying real to myself. And I'm good now, motherfucker, I'm good now, motherfucker, now here we go, another Twitter tough guy on a couch talking about I'll be so famous if I hit 10,000. And if I tweet at someone relevant, I might get found. I think my girl might be pregnant, man, I blew in her mouth. I'm losing it now, I'm using all your lyrics to cope. I know it said that you were garbage, man, and really you dope. I had to cope with that after high school, I'm a joke. And I'm losing hope because my only skill is drinking and smoke. Guess a rope, and you don't wanna see what happened to Wit. I learned how to flip the script while I was working for Vince. I had your dream job before I started rapping and shit. Gave it away so I could save a generation of kids. It's been a minute since I came in and invented this shit. Stealing my style and my lyrics, and that makes you my bitch. Now I'm the shit, and you're the piss that I let sit on a rim. My future is bright, your future is dim. You're waiting for my next single so that you can go and steal it again. Still I came up from broken and hollow. The music and model, she hope for a follow. I'm feeling myself, I've been working all week. I ain't getting no sleep, they keep buying me drinks, but it's bad for my health. I got models half naked, so mama, I'm making your girl that she basically saying real to myself. And I'm good now, motherfucker, I'm good now, motherfucker. If life is nothing but a bitch, bitch. I hope my dick is big enough to fuck the whole world. My old girl, your new girl can have. I've been focused on places and people that really matter. My team is going where I go. I'm holding up both the ladders. My pockets is getting fatter and filled with bills. I'm in debt. So funny how we think money is the key to success. Well, that intelligence is something you can prove with a test. You said I was less. I'm here to prove to y'all I'm the best. Got rap in a mess and talk about the chain on my chest, or talk about the money, power, and what's on I can flex. It's fucking lazy and you hate me. Time to pay me my rent. Now fucking face me when you pay me. Better pay me respect. So tell me who next. A puppet with no talent. Go figure. You try to squash a caterpillar, but my vision was bigger. And now it waves. We went from nothing to you posting a picture. Unanimous victor. We're working while y'all hurting for like it is still I.
Broken and hollow, the music and model. She hope for a follow. I'm feeling myself. I've been working all week. I ain't getting no sleep. They keep buying me drink, but it's bad for my health. I got models half naked, so mama, I'm making your girl that she basic. Ain't real to myself, and I'm good now. Now, motherfucker, I'm good now. Now, till I came up, I'm broken and hollow. The music and model. She hope for a follow. I'm feeling myself. I've been working all week. I ain't getting no sleep. They keep buying me drink, but it's bad for my health. I got models half naked, so mama, I'm making your girl that she basic. Ain't real to myself, and I'm good now. Now, motherfucker, I'm good now. Now, motherfucker, I'm good.
I don't even know you, but we texting. The turns into sex in my mind. You've been testing. The one thing I lack is a lack of affection. See, just like with math, I've been stacking my exes. You ain't the one. Since you, I've been sipping in some. You knew him everything that you wish that he was. You hit, quit, and then quit. So in the long run, you just fuck with my feelings for fun. Say it, you love me right now, and then prove it to me. I promise I'm different. That's hard to believe, cause you talk, never walk. It's a lame motherfucker. Is all you gon' be. Never wanna be surface. I swim in the deep. Man, I swim in the deep. Hate on my music, hate on my concepts. Honestly, this is just me being me. So fuck your opinion. I stick to my vision. Making this music and other decisions. I'm sorry, fake friends. I was always too driven. That caused a division. You hate but still listen. It's funny. Rap about money makes money. Nowadays, everybody wants something from me. You stealing my style, gon' have to tear from me. I would never double down for you, dummy.
Try to make everybody happy, that was my biggest mistake. I could show you how I feel, you'll get the fuck up out my face. I'ma blow, run the show, that's something I fucking know. I do this all on my own, and the only way we going is up. I won't stop for nothing to say. I'ma do this on my own, and I don't sit and tired and run.